bet you Hank will tell us what kind of razor he uses.
Yeah. The Gillette.
Gillette what?
Track 2.
Track 2?
Yeah.
Track 2?
Yeah.
That's like a disposable, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, good.
Why?
Josh tells me that all us old farts, we use the disposable razors, and I said to him, I don't listen to rap music, I'm not going to pretend that I do, and I'm not going to pretend that I shave with some other kind of a razor so I can pretend to be hip and young and,
Well, what are you supposed to use?
Oh, who the hell knows? The Gillette Mach Schnell, Mach 3, Mach 2 with a turbo vibrator. Who knows?
Oh.
Somebody wouldn't tell us, though, what kind of razor he uses, and is very ornery lately. I don't know what's going on with your good friend. I think you turned him against us.
Who?
He had quite a contretemps with Josh Cordes yesterday at 2 o'clock after our show, or shortly thereafter.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to stay tuned, because I know you got a heavy-duty interview coming up. And by the way, when Hank is doing his interview, can we make sure that it doesn't bleed on the air like it usually seems to happen to do?
I won't do it from here. I'll go do it in the other room.
Oh, good. Good thinking, because otherwise it leaks. It's like a free preview of the interview, but, we're talking in stereo.
Meanwhile, the county manager on today.
That's what I heard.
There's two sides to all this
How come
stuff.
you have a county manager and not your close, best personal friend from that organization? That's right. He was on with Geldy and Bo yesterday.
Yeah.
Squeaky? Oh, I'm sorry. I wonder if he knows Squeaky from.
I don't know, but I brought up this point this morning, and the county manager agreed with me that these people just don't know how this town works. If you want to get something done here, you don't do it that way.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I think I'd have a lot of company out there. The people of South Florida are so sick and tired of millionaire and billionaire sports owners threatening to leave. And like I said yesterday, and this is even before I knew this story about the big Marlins press conference and they're threatening for the 8 millionth time they're going to leave, the only reason that the Panthers still exist, the only reason, is because they had that one lucky season when they went to the finals and everybody was throwing the rats and all whipped up, all the phony baloney bandwagon jumpers who've long since jumped off. That's the only reason that Wayne got the arena built in Broward. That's the only reason the franchise didn't move way, way back then.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
They're right on the verge of leaving. It's not a sports town. It's never going to be. They can support the Dolphins and the Heat as long as the Heat keep winning and playing well, as long as they got... And that's it.
Yeah, but but there's another factor, too. Wayne can get something done in Broward County. He can. He's got the clout. Mickey Harrison can get something done in Miami. Who are these people? They're Johnny-come-latelys to the town.
Done because he's got the right. He knows the right people.
He also put some money into it.
Yeah.
But these guys, they don't. And
people
Burgess
have really quickly
that.
forgotten how fast, Mayor Weenie Pequena there, how one of his campaign promises that year was he wasn't going to make any backdoor deals with the Mickey or anybody else for any arena.
Yeah, while he was doing it.
The minute he got it all, he was already in the plan in the works. It was already in his pocket.
Well,
all of a sudden, the first thing he does is he makes a backdoor deal with Mickey. They need that arena like they need a hole in the head.
Well, and then he's saying, well, they're going to put more money in than anybody ever has, which is not true.
Let me ask you, how come so many of the other markets, they still play basketball and hockey in the same arena? How is that possible? Just like the Air Canada Center. How come the Raptors can play there, or at least pretend to play, and the Leafs can play in there, and there's not any problem?
Well, this was an ego thing between Mickey and Wayne.
That's absolutely correct. That's right. Two big fat egos. And that's what I'm telling you. People are tired of that.
Two big fat wallets, too.
If you want to in fact, the Sun Sentinel's doing a poll today. I'm sure you must have seen it or heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
46.2% say yes, spend the money for the stadium, we need it, yada yada. 53.8% say no, tens or hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer money is unacceptable. Let them go, we'll pack them a sandwich. How do you like that?
I'm surprised it's that close.
Yeah. 54% say bye-bye.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. First thing you have to decide or determine, do people really want baseball here? And I don't think they do.
Josh Cordes wants it badly. That's his bread and butter.
It's his bread and butter. That's how. Maybe that's why he needs baseball here so he can afford to buy a Track 2 razor.
He gets paid to poke Dave Van Boring in the ribs between every pitch to keep him awake so they can kind of goose up that game a little bit. And the Marlins win the World Series. Like that. That's pretty weak. But at any rate.
Well, I don't want to see baseball leave, but I don't want to...
Well, you know what? Somebody we all know says you don't want to live in a town that doesn't have baseball. It loses baseball. Remember somebody said that over and over again.
Well, we lived here a long time without it.
Yeah, that's right. And somehow we survived. But I heard you talking... Who were you talking to? About Pat Riley, I think.
Yeah.
About the fact that you used to go to minor league games. I remember when Sonny was managing...
I used to go there all the time.
Managing when the Marlins were a minor league team. They were the Orioles farm team.
Yep.
In the old Miami Stadium.
We used to go there all the time. Roy Slanoff was the official scorer.
And now he's dead.
Yep.
I wish I wouldn't have asked you that the other day. It's so depressing.
It is.
One of the things about getting old is that all the people that you knew are dead. Although it's it beats the alternative of them sitting around talking about you being dead. But nevertheless, it's
as my father used to say, they're calling up our class.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, just out of spite.
But there are ways to creatively finance stadiums through private contributions.
Yeah.
If you wanted to build it yourself, there's a study.
Maybe we'll bring the ghost of Joe Robbie back.
Yeah.
His fan. Everybody credits him, which I give him credit, but at the same time, he saddled the family with a real, put a noose around their neck, and that's why they had to get rid of the stadium.
Yeah. 13 ballparks were built between 1989 and 2001, and if according to this group at the University of Dayton, with increased ticket prices, corporate suites, naming rights, personal seat licenses, all those things, there's sufficient revenue to pay for the cost. Mm-hmm. So you could do it yourself.
But that's not the question, though, whether they could build it or not. The question is the town really going to support it? And now that they're having this big fire sale, it's really interesting. At a time when you're asking people to step up, and if you don't build us a stadium, we're going to leave, and then they're having a fire sale and trading away everybody from the team, that's always a brilliant thing to do.
Yeah, well, they can't afford to keep paying these players.
It's a little on the stupid side. Then, if they can't afford it, they shouldn't have got into business. All these millionaire and billionaire guys who had big dollar signs in their eyeballs. That's just the way it is. It takes your chances, and anybody that's dumb enough to invest in a sports franchise in South Florida deserves what they get. It's a horse and buggy team, you know that. A town, you know that.
Yep,
always will be. Always has been. Always will be. And even those Dolphin games, I still think, man, the number of empty seats in that stadium lately, and I can't blame it all on the hurricane anymore. And that Kansas City game the night before the weekend of the hurricane, there wasn't even any hurricane yet, and there were still thousands of empty seats.
This is true.
But that was the excuse for that. And the excuse being that they were 4-12 last year, and they'll be lucky to get 4 wins this year. And who the hell wants to be part of that? That's South Florida for you.
The record doesn't really matter. The result doesn't matter. The score in the game doesn't matter.
Hurricanes losing their second game. You'd have thought that the world came to an end. You'd have thought that WW3 had started, and people were dying on street corners all over the place. That mushroom clouds were forming because they lost their second game in a season. It's just a bunch of losers trying to grab on and be part of something. Hey, look at me, I'm great. Right.
Speaking of mushrooms,
yes,
I hope I have some mushroom-based dressing tomorrow, and I hope you have a good Thanksgiving.
I'm not celebrating.
Oh, that's right. You're in
I hope
Canada.
You have a great Thanksgiving. I already had my Thanksgiving.
I forgot about that.
No, I'm just having another day, and I'm working tomorrow.
Just another day at the slot. Well, you won't be doing that.
No,
either.
There will not be another day at the slots. Trust me, not at that place. And I don't know if we got time for me to tell you. I got my 30-minute call yesterday from a lady who's with the gaming and shyster outfit.
Yeah.
And I might as well talk to the ashes of my little miniature pincher is talk to that bitch.
Ugh.
And I finally was able to bring her around at the end, admitting that the literature they put out is wrong about when she. It doesn't make any difference what machine you sit on. I said, well, how about one that's on the verge of paying $2,000 the next couple of pulls? Are you telling me that it doesn't make any difference if you're lucky enough to sit down there, as opposed to one that's not going to pay out for the next 4 hours? Well, you have a point. Yeah, no. I got a point, all right, and I know where I'd like to stick it.
Right.
What an idiot.
Right into the
bureaucracy. And then she says to me the most, and she's supposed to be in public relations. She says, well, what is really the purpose? What would you like me to do? Tell you what machines are going to pay off? I said, you know something? I said, here we go again with it being insulting and demeaning and talking to me like I'm a child. I said, I've been trying to have an intelligent discussion with you, and not only are you total denial, but now you're insulting me. I said, you won't see me no more.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to him, too.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Mo, even though, of course...
we're thankful March 1st is just around the corner.
We stutter a lot when we have to face his heavy-duty assaults and whatever. He's just... The last few days, I don't know whether somebody peed in his coffee or what the deal is, but, boy, he's just... out of control, really surly.
I haven't been listening.
The only good part of it is about these crossovers is now it's only 50-50. I don't have to take 100%. Now it's you and me. It's like we're the evildoers.
I'm willing to take the rap.
The daring duo. Well, you can do it. As long as Raul Martinez leaves you alone. Have a great Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much tomorrow, David.
No, I won't.
I'll talk to you on Friday.
All right. Take care.
See you.
I'm going to tell you something right now, and you can mark it down. If Broward County would change their mind and decide they wanted to build this facility, I will not play here. Because I will not have you guys looking at me for the next 10 years saying, here's a guy that said one thing and went out and did something else.
Then you walked in the studio and put the whole care, it falls you starve to death, it's no concern of mine. I'll have you know it's more important for me to survive. You grant me my celebrity entitlement, and besides, I only had a lick of a schmear in a sliver of a slice of the pizza. I want your pizza. I'll take that pizza.
So what is it with these hostile New Yorkers, man? I understand the rumor is we got a new sales guy in the building, Brett. Is that Brett Boone or Brett Summers?
Favre.
Which Brett is that?
Brett Favre.
And he's going to take me on, man. He's not afraid of me. And he's how about going out and selling something, Brett, instead of worrying about throwing your weight around what a big shot you are and you're going to take me on. Go and sell something. That would be a real good idea. Oh, by the way, Josh Cordes owes a profuse apology to the lovely little Soledad O'Brien.
Is that right?
No, she's still a bubblehead and an idiot because I ripped her yesterday because she said Jose Padilla. And then I'm watching Brian Williams on NBC News last night, and he says he now prefers to be called Jose Padilla. How about we just call him...
You fair.
How's that?
Okay.
And now they've dropped the other charges because they can't nail him on those, so they trumped up some new ones. And so poor Soledad, we ripped her for that, but she's still a total idiot and a bubblehead, and I wish she would die. Now, here's some facts. Now, see, when Hank told me he used the Track 2, you notice I kind of like paused there?
Uh-huh.
Do they still even make the Track 2 razor?
Obviously.
See, I don't know. I don't know about that. I haven't seen a Track 2 razor since before Tom Edison was a baby. Have you?
No.
Anyway, Jose Padilla. Get that right. He's from the Freedom Flotilla, by the way, Jose Padilla. And he's a real killer, is what they're telling us. So here's John Faxon. Says, I use the Gillette M3 Power, and so does my wife. And then he's got some other caustic, sexually oriented comment on there that I can't pass along. We'll get joiced. Miguel, by the way, says that he doesn't understand. He says the M3, the Mach 3 turbo doesn't vibrate. You're full of crap.
That's what I use, and it doesn't vibrate.
Well, maybe you don't know where the button is, okay? You always had a problem knowing where to stick your finger. You have to turn the button on.
There's no button.
There is a button. You've got the Mach 3 regular one. You don't have the turbo, baby.
It says turbo.
Well, maybe they stuck the wrong one in the box.
I've been using it for
how is that possible?
Now. Huh? I'm sure the one you have says Turbo Plus or something else.
During the break, I'll go out and get it again for the 400th time, okay?
Yeah, the 400th
And I'm not using that one. See, I told Josh before the show, and I don't know why it didn't dawn on me sooner. He keeps telling me, well, I don't know anybody under the age of 50 or whatever that you picked who's not an old fogey who uses disposable razor. And guess what? I'm not under the age of 50 no more. I'm an old fogey. Maybe those younger, hipper guys across the street, maybe they use Mach Schnell. But I'm an old fart, so at least I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. How do you like that? At least I'm not using a Track 2. Oh, sorry, Humper. Track 2. Wow. Lady Faxer says, I use a disposable. And she says, how about this for a holiday banner? South Park already beat you to that, Susan. Thank you very much, but we can't play that no more, unfortunately. That would be great if we could play Merry Effin' Christmas.
Yeah,
Can't play it. Yeah, we used to play it a zillion times. That was before the fascists took over the word police, and, of course, before Joyce came in. Now, we do have some ratings coming up at 11:30. And Duff is running around all excited because it gives him something to do. Sergio in Hialeah says, I'm 45 and a Julio that uses body wash and Gillette disposable razors.
Oh!
Say, also use a mini trimmer for nose hairs. A mini trimmer for nose hairs. Well, all I can say to that is, Sergio.
You failed.
Okay, let's do the break, and then we'll get to hop into yesterday's shaving poll, and we got the new ugly poll. We got all kind of stuff going on. And ratings, which we didn't even know about. And we got Miguel back today for the whole 4 hours, is it?
Yes.
That's exciting, because after you left yesterday, we were kind of like lost.
I'm sure you were.
You believe me? Not. No, we did just fine. And we'll do fine tomorrow, because tomorrow's Thursday, and actually I will be here.
Yes,
and Josh will be here, and nobody else. And we'll do what I used to do on Thanksgiving. I'm trying to wonder why I used to work all those Thanksgivings, because I could take the day another day. I guess that was it. Being the nice guy that I am, giving George the day to spend with his family, those people he wants to spend it with, and those he doesn't ever want to see again.
What a guy.
What a guy's right. So we'll play the rack. We'll play all kinds of stuff, maybe even some requests tomorrow. But I doubt that. 10:14 at 560 WQAM. Okay, 10:18. Now, here's the deal, and the reason I didn't play the bit right there is what I'm going to do is I just saw on the tracking my package that I'm waiting for.
Yes.
That it was delivered just moments ago. Now, that's pretty exciting to me because there's some very important document in there. So the bottom line is I'm going to play some stuff here.
Okay.
That's about 4.5 minutes long. And if it expires before I come back, you can talk about me and rip me an ass. In fact, bring in Brett from the sales department to rip me.
All right.
And then, or maybe I'll be back.
We do not torture. We do not torture. We do not torture. We do not torture.
What a jerk.
We do not torture.
We do not torture.
We do not torture.
We do not torture here.
We do not torture. We do not torture. 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 We do not torture. 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 We do not torture. We do not torture. We do not torture. 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 We do not torture. 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 We do not torture. We do not torture. 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 We do not torture.
Miami has the Dolphins, still the worst football team. They're every gambler's nightmare. They're every bookie's dream. They can't score any touchdowns, not even one field goal. And when you say Miami, you're still talking toilet bowl, 'cause they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league? 32. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Don't bet on them, you'll always lose. The Dolphins can't beat anyone, can't even beat the spread. I wish that Vince Lombardi could come back from the dead. Nick Saban makes them practice while he wears that stupid hat. He'll end up like their last head coach, that loser Dave Wannstedt, and they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league? 32. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. I miss Don Shula. How about you? Some Dolphins are in trouble with lots of legal strife. Their tight end likes to work out by beating up his wife. Half the team are criminals, the other half's on drugs. And this is what will happen when you draft a bunch of thugs. And they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league? Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. They really are a motley crew. The Dolphins have no blocking, they've got no passing game. I've got just one suggestion, they ought to change their name to the Miami Tampons. And why do such a thing? They're good for just one period and have no second string. And they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league?
32!
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Again, the fans begin to boo. You suck! The Dolphins have no balls except the ones they're playing with. I just can't wait to see how Ricky Williams takes a hit. It doesn't matter if he never has another choke. It seems that this team's playoff dreams have all gone up in smoke. And they're the Miami Dolphins. Oh! Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. Oh, what the hell? 32. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Now they're through.
Okay, 10:23. I'm back. Got my package. Got my replacement passport. Now I'm all set for the next 500 years.
Does this mean we can't talk about you now?
Yeah, well, you can go ahead. I'll pretend I'm not here.
No, it's okay.
Hey, listen, I hate to break the news to some people in that building, like Brett, the new hotshot from New York in our sales department. Actually, I happen to be one of those people in the building, like a lot of people, who is well-liked by many. Not by everybody, of course, but by many. As opposed to some people who are despised by... So nevertheless. Some people who, like Cleopatra, spend most of their time on denial. Anyway, here's the result of yesterday's poll, and of course this created a tremendous stir all around the building. And I have no idea why. I mean, what the hell difference does it make when you come right down to it?
Hey, it killed some good time.
Hey, no, it was a great idea. It certainly got a phenomenal response. What do you shave with? How about your finger?
Doesn't work.
Disposable razors, 337. Out of 1,241 votes, 337 disposable razors, Josh. Must be all old fogies like me.
That's right.
Mach 3, the non-turbo, 280. Oh, you know what? I didn't go in the other room. Play that little music you got. Or not.
Yeah, there you go. Or don't. Or now we can talk about it. Hey, Neil, you're gay.
Moe Howard and David here on WM. I am here, and you are... Damn it, I can't say it anymore.
See, there he goes again. Mach 3 Power is what this one says.
Uh-huh.
The M3 Power, a Mach 3 innovation.
Uh-huh.
So this is not the Mach 3 Turbo.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know. What the hell do I know?
Well, you know what that means, right? You know what that means.
What?
That wasn't on the poll, so that's just more votes to take away from the disposable rate.
I see. Well, how do you like that? The Mach 3. Well, I'm assuming they think turbo is what that meant. I don't know. Like I told you, it's like Chef Boyardee, man. They keep making 100 different ones. It's all the same crap, and they just put different names on it.
Well, they're smart. They're making a lot of money.
Mach 3 non-turbo, 283. The Mach 3 turbo, 224. The Mach Schnell didn't have any yet. Electric razor, 200. Other cartridge razors, 118. Like the Gillette Track 2, like the Hopper uses. Track 2. Hey, Hank, those went out with knickers. Schick Quattro, 50. And what? It's true. Gillette Track 2?
No, that's just 2 blades, right?
Well, so is the one that I use is only 2 blades. Well, excuse me, but one of them is gay. Schick Quattro, 50, and old-fashioned blade razor, 29, with those sharp Gillette blue blades and Schick and Wilkinson. Oh, really sharp. You can just slice your thumb off with that thing. It's so sharp.
3 is good. 2 is not enough, and 4 is too many.
4 is too many? Well, how many is this? Well, that's the Quattro, right?
Yes.
I like the guy that called yesterday who said he went on a trip to New England and which one did he use?
I think it was the Quattro.
Was it the Quattro? He said he sliced more skin off his face than you find on a hog's ass or something like that. He wasn't quite as colorful as I was. So maybe I got the wrong one. The M3 Power, is that the wrong one, Gillette? The one that goes like...
vibrate?
You hear it? Oh, man.
Hum.
Like going to the dentist. It's humming over here. Is that the right... I guess after the show, I'm going to have to go back to the drugstore and buy a whole bunch of razors. Not that I'm doing it because anybody's trying to intimidate me, a macho guy like me, into shaving with anything. Just for an experiment, you know?
Well, it's good for you. It'll be like the body wash. You have like 15 different razors.
Right. I got 13 different bottles of body wash on the wall, and I'll have like 13 different razors. And depending on what mood I'm in the day, whatever, you know?
If you feel like
depending on how much we feel like... what was the word again? We're stuttering? Are you stuttering over here?
Yeah, when you face the music.
Yeah. Yeah, when we come back, maybe Josh can tell about his encounter with the Molemeister yesterday after the show. That was very shocking and surprising and disappointing, too. What is it that we've done to deserve such... I just don't understand it. It's a radio show. And that's another thing that this Brett hotshot from New York and Sale don't understand. It's a radio show, okay? I happen to be a pretty decent guy, okay? Very low-key. I don't scream and holler at people. I don't bitch everybody out, except the sales department. They deserve it. And engineering. And management. But other than that... No, seriously, it's just, this is a radio show, that's all. He's going to show me. He's going to put me in my place. He's going to be, go out and sell something, then you'll impress us, okay? Then you'll impress everybody. Go sell an account, like something for real, instead of just taking somebody else's old account and sucking the commission out of it, okay? Brett.
Rectum.
Oh my God.
We'll be rolling, 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 rolling
us why, but they're rolling in the money, okay? JK, JP, whoever, they're Rowling, whoever that is, that bitch. 331 votes on today's poll. Now, this is one we took several years ago, as a matter of fact, and the reason I know that is the original list we had on that poll was a lot of people aren't even here no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who is the ugliest QM personality? I figure that fits right in for Thanksgiving. I'm not really sure why. For example, Defoe was on the original poll. Joe Rose was on there. Boog Shambi was on the Boogster with the orange hair. Joe Costello was on there. And Josh Friedman was also on there. But he only had 36 votes. I guess that most people hadn't seen him. Of course, we didn't ask who smells the worst. We asked who was the ugliest. And Hank won that poll, 273, by a pretty good margin. And then old weenie-faced Joe Zagacki, 137. I was third with 95 back in the day. So we had to, like, scratch out a bunch of names from then and add some new ones. Now, let's see how we're doing right now. And also, we should tell you that if you go to QAM.com, you can see the latest up-to-date pictures of all our ugly personalities. Our ugly old personalities, by the way. We're old and moldy. Less than an hour till the trends come out. Oh! And remember what I was saying about I'm not going to pay much attention to trends anymore?
Liar.
I lied. Well, no, because it'll kill some good time. It's the day before Thanksgiving. You think we're going to get calls today? QAM, hello. QAM?
Who did more, the Mark III or the Good News Razor? Who did more?
I think it was Rosa Parks used the Mach 3 myself. Oh, my God. Mach Schnell.
All right, can we go home now?
Yeah, let's go. That was it. We can't top that. Woo! 337 votes. The ugliest QM personality. The Humper's got it so far, 100, but Moe is actually, it's been going back and forth between the Humper and the Moe-meister. 90 for the Moe man. So Hank's got him by 10 votes. Beast, 46. That's who I voted for. I could have voted for myself, but that would be self-deprecating. Me and my beady eyes. Joe Zagacki, 34. Neil Rogers, 32. I'm right in there with Joe. George Rodriguez, it's a big drop-off to Jorge, only 10. George is not ugly. He's just bland-looking. He looks like a generic human being. Is that a good description? Pasty and bland. And then gray, by the way. See, no, we got it on this show. I'm gay, and he's gray. George, 10. Lenny Martez, 8. George just went up to a dozen, dirty dozen. Lenny's got 8. Mad Dog, 5. Skeldy's got 5. He does have kind of a beak. Orlando Alzaquiri's got 4. Eddie K's got 3. And I don't think anybody ever sees Eddie K unless they go to High-Lie. Do they? I mean, he's like late at night. He's like the night owl. He's one of those people never seen. Curtis Stevenson, 2. Troy Stratford, old Baldy's got 1. And Kim Bokamper's got 1. So everybody's got at least 1 vote out of 354. Kind of a nice touch there. Now, Josh is going to tell us. In fact, you could have done this one if I would have been delayed getting my package down there.
Well, you didn't. So
didn't what?
Otherwise, I would have.
Well, you're going to tell us about that little encounter you had with our close best personal friend yesterday, who seems to be just... I don't know where this comes from. I mean, I didn't realize there was anything special going on these days, more above or below the usual. Just everybody ripping each other in the ass, which is par for the course, but... He just, I don't know, seems to be losing touch. So what was it that he told you in 10,000 words or less?
Well, yesterday, probably about 2:15, I had to face the music. And I was told that, when he leaves, that you are going to have to start working because you can't do a show without him.
I see. So in other words, those 26 years before he came to the market, how the hell did I must have just been hanging on and waiting.
Right. He said that because I worked for you, he understands that I can't comment.
Right.
And I just kind of laughed about it.
As if.
Yeah.
See, he assumes that everybody in the building, shares his hatreds for all the rest of us. He just is in denial. And, of course, I guess you'd have to be in denial, the fact that there actually are quite a few of us who like each other and seem to get along pretty well. I have no issues with Hank. I have no issues with Mad Dog. I have no issues with Eddie K. I have no issues with Curtis. I have no issues with the Big O, even though it doesn't belong on the ear. I have no issues with a lot of people. What? No, he's okay. He's doing his 5 to 7 in the morning. It's a good time for the Big O. It's a good way for him to get his beak wet, you know?
The Big O's great.
But the fact of the matter is that Moe is he wants to be. He's at war with the universe. He's shadow boxing the universe. I'm going to show you. And well, fine, whatever. I don't know. I think I'm about the only one who's at least attempted, and I don't know why. I'm just stupid, I guess. I'm just stubborn. Over and over again, I've tried everything but standing on my head to try to make like a little bit of a gesture. And wasn't he the guy that said? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my memory is wrong. Didn't he say?
I stand in front of you now, 2 years later, and say, it took me a little while, I'm a little slow learner, but, Neil, I apologize. It's Wade Neil. You are the truth.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
I just got back from entertaining the troops in Iraq. It was great to see those kids. Always a pleasure to bestow my talent upon them. They were so thrilled to see me. Well, here, see for yourself how much joy I brought to their lives. Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here in Fallujah. What a town. There was a girl knocking on my hotel room door all night long. I finally let her out. Pa-dum-boom. But I want to tell you, the room I have is so small, the mice are hunchbacked. What a crowd, yes, indeed it is. A little traveling music, Sammy. Thanks for not shooting me, despite how much I blow on the radio. Sorry that you're stuck here. At least I can go home. So thank you. It is time for me to make a small break.
Here it goes. And don't forget, as the old cocker would say if he called in, I'll save him the trouble. Only 75 minutes till Al Franken, okay? Now, let's see. You just sent me a fax, and I have no idea what this is.
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Bring back the egg. Finger no, and then there's a picture of, like, I don't know what this is.
Looks
and then
like
there's
a
another
finger pointing at something. Or
there's I don't. You see a finger in here? And then on the bottom, it's got an on-off switch on something that says finger no, knicker yes, no gems. Okay, bring back the egg. I have no idea what that means. 2,100 dead American troops, by the way, in Iraq. A bloodbath is going on. Even though your vice president lied months ago and told you that the insurgency was waning over here, it was in its final death throes, whatever he said. Yeah, they're throwing a lot of death around. A suicide car bomber killed 21 people in northern Iraq yesterday after insurgents lured police to the scene by shooting an officer. A mortar shell fired at a U.S. ceremony. Did you see the photo of that, by the way, the video?
No.
They were ducking for cover, man. They were like, wow, everybody. The suicide bomber struck on a busy commercial street in Kirkuk. In addition to the 21 dead, another 24 were wounded. The latest was the attack in a wave of spectacular suicide operations, which have killed more than 160 civilians since Friday, most of them Shiites. And like I said, American death casualty, the total now 2,100. A grotesque even number, and nobody still cares, or at least not enough people care. Now, as far as storytelling is concerned, Josh is, I realize that you got to work your way into it, but you left a lot of important details out.
Oh,
now, the thing that you were asking, Mo, because we asked it on the air, because everybody else was telling us.
Yeah, you're right.
What they shave with. See,
well,
that
it originally started with Orlando asking him. He was in there, the Big O, and he basically
rock solid.
He said, if your guy, I believe it was, if your guy wants to know what I shave with, he can ask me himself. So that means you got to face the music, bub.
Yeah, I see. Well, guess what? I don't really care. It was just for the fun of it. But of course, fun is a dirty word. I guess he's been in Florida long enough. He realizes that having a little bit of fun is a bad deal. I don't get it. I mean, why under any circumstances would you not want to tell somebody what you shave with, other than just to be a sour puss? Okay, I guess that's the deal, man. With our pal, he's just a sour puss, and it's a hopeless situation.
It's personal.
I'm going to have to write him off for about the 400th time. I've tried. God only knows I've tried. Not too hard lately, but nevertheless. So I got my new computer yesterday. I'm sure that inquiring minds want to know. Thanks from Ken and Etobicoke, who faxed me this morning about some laptop for $2,400. Hey, I got news for you. I'm not spending no $2,400 for this studio. In fact, you know something? I probably should put in shouldn't I put in a expense thing for this computer I bought?
Give it a shot.
But I won't. No, this is my own studio. This is my crap. Believe me, this is like my own baby here. And I got the Hewlett-Packard, the HP Pavilion 7220, which is like a little compact computer. But it's not a baby computer, and it does all the stuff that even the biggest, most expensive ones are pretty much, and it burns CDs and DVDs, and it burns, It's a beautiful thing. And luckily, I got a friend who's a computer analyst. That's his specialty. Because, man, setting up, if we wouldn't have had the router, it's a piece of cake. It's easy. But we have the router because I got this whole setup here, and we got these other computers. Mm-hmm. And that's the chigger in the woodpile when you got a router. But it's coming along, and thanks to Miguel's perspicaciousness this morning, not so much Josh, who fancies himself the computer expert, doesn't know too much. But Miguel's really come through this week, as boring as he is on the air. Was it yesterday or the day before? You came through with the sales department, went back there after Duff failed, and I mean failed miserably. Miguel went back there and threatened to cut all those guys off, I guess. And all of a sudden, a copy came pouring in here. Every account, a new piece of copy came in. And then today, just running me through step by step this deal with my computer. A phenomenal job by Miguel, if we say so ourselves. Deserving a day off tomorrow on Thanksgiving Day.
Thank you very much.
So did you look it up on the net? You said you looked up my HP.
I looked it up and I saw it.
It's really nifty. It's nice and it's small enough that it just the monitor sits right on top of it, so it just takes a very minimal amount of space. It's a beautiful thing. WQAM, hello.
Let's make no mistake about it. The closet.
Oh God, die! Just die for Thanksgiving. We'll all say extra thanks if Reverend Jones and his boyfriends die today, just before Thanksgiving. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
As Eddie Sharon would say, die Dianu. Yes, sir.
As you continue to compile all this scientific data,
yes.
Why don't we include Joyce, since you've kind of made her into a WQAM personality?
Include her what? Who's the ugliest?
Yeah,
I don't know what. We don't know. Who knows what she looks like? I don't know.
Yeah, but her actions speak for her.
Whatever you say. Yeah. You see what I mean by these people that are stretching it? They're trying so desperately to be, and I appreciate that. They're trying to be creative. They just haven't got it. You know, some people don't got it. You ain't got it, pal. Nice try, but missed by a million miles. I don't know what she looks like, although Norma Kent says that she looks like a guy. So I really very uncomplimentary, I thought. But anybody, the man has a point. And as ugly as she is with her attitude and her behavior, then probably she don't look that great in the first place. But nevertheless, don't be picking on Joyce the day before Thanksgiving, especially right around payday time. She knows Caroline Beasley. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon. So you had a very unpleasant and unsatisfactory encounter with the Moemeister yesterday. That's bad.
Yeah, I faced the music.
I mean, what's the need for that? Why does there have to be hostility in the hallway? You know, it's I don't get it. Or in the bullpen, or in the bull crap pen.
It's always hostile in there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, why is that? Some nice guys hang out there. You got Ken Malden in there. Nobody doesn't like Ken.
Kenny keeps the peace in there. He, kicks butt.
Of course, you got Todd Kelleher in there. Which I don't think I ever met him. Did I? Did I ever meet Todd Kelleher?
Todd Kelleher. I don't believe.
Did I meet her?
No, you haven't.
Oh, I don't think so. What about some of the other people that used to be in there? What was the guy's name that used to write, who thought he was like an intellectual? He tried very hard. Is he still there?
Intellectual? What, Dave Hagen?
No, not Dave Hagen. Dave Hagen's long gone. No, another guy that used to hang out in there. Well, I have no idea what these people's names are.
Well, whose show?
It wasn't on anybody's show, I don't think. He was just working in the bullpen. He was a sports flunky, intern, something, I don't know.
Who knows?
Roy Roger.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
WQAM, hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Regarding Doughboy sitting next to you there, Josh?
Sitting next to me?
Yeah, or I guess he's not sitting next to you, but in any event, he's a much better improvement over George there. I think you should fire George.
Let's pile on George while he's on vacation. Good. Rip him an ass, man.
Josh is sort of a dullard, but he's not offensive at all, and, he's doing pretty good. Keep it up.
Well, if the Marlins leave, maybe we can move him right on in that job. What do you think?
Hey, that'll be good, huh? Hey,
Okay. You got the job now. See that? George, we'll throw him to the Wolves, put him out on the beach with his wife and 2 kids to support, and Josh can move right in and be producer, like a vulture, just like those vultures that stand over your shoulder at the casino. I did have my 30-minute conversation. I told the Humper that I'm not going to go into a thing about it on the air with the so-called gaming. She was pretty gamey, all right, with some bitch. About Woodbine and
but
about
you didn't get anywhere with that?
Of course not. No, in fact, it got worse as it went along with that smart-ass comment. What would you like me to do? Tell you what machines are going to pay off? I said, this is just insulting. I mean, you're supposed to be in customer relations. You're one of the many reasons I will not be returning to that dump any time in the future. I didn't even mention the fact that half of the people there smell so bad, like death on 2 legs. I don't know what that's all about.
They've been sitting there for 5 days.
No, I really don't know. It's just a different clientele. You go to Fallsview in Niagara Falls, which, of course, it's a much different clientele. You got, like, a lot of honeymoon couples, a lot of young, really good-looking people. I mean, really, really, really well-dressed and good-looking and beautiful people in Niagara Falls. As opposed to here, you go there, and it's like all these schmutzy people, and people that never been out of the house very much. They don't know anything about North American etiquette. So they keep running into you and standing over you and farting in your face. All of these things. It's See, at least when you lose in a nice environment, it makes losing your ass much more like in Vegas.
More pleasant.
Yeah, it's pleasant losing your ass in Vegas. You think you're having a great time. You're still losing most of the time, but you're having a fine time. And they would never put up with the kind of crap there that goes on at Woodbine. And I told her that, but and thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, and up yours. Get lost, bitch. Go steal somebody else's money. WQAM, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? I just called to say, maybe there is a guy and he has a sense of humor. He gave how David a period, reversed his period to give him a period, and he acts nice about it. Wait, come back with my pizza, Howard. I'm only come back with my pizza, Howard. I gotta go.
All right then.
Oh my God! Wow. It's not even 11 o'clock yet. Holy moly, man! We've had 2 award winners today. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
I don't know what that was.
He was rambling about his pizza. He was doing a Moe imitation. He was doing a Moe-off. You've heard of a rip-off. He was doing a Moe-off. Speaking of Moe, let's see how that poll is coming. The ugly poll. 474 votes on there so far. That's not too bad, considering the fact that Eric screwed it up. I woke up in the middle of the night. I just had this thing with the computer and all this other stuff. And about 3:30 in the morning, I came in here. And I thought, well, as long as I got up to take a little leak, I'm going to come in and I'll put the new poll on. Well, so I came in and I did. The only problem is you couldn't vote on it. And what time did we finally get that straight out? Around 9?
Yeah, something like that.
So as opposed to having our usual fantastic head start on the poll, we and I understand, Eric, these things happen. Yesterday he was right on top of it, changed that poll real fast. Today he's making up for it. Who is the ugliest QM personality? 419 votes. The Humper, Hank Goldberg, 122. Moe Howard David at 107. That seems to be the battle right there. And, of course, those two, you think Moe and I have our issues, or Moe and Josh now. See, you're associated with this show, so automatically you're an evildoer. You do understand that. Not just with Moe either. There are certain other forces in the building. The Beast, 57. Joe Zagacki, 48. Yours truly, only 42. Joe Zagacki's got me by 6. Little George, 15, who's getting ripped by everybody this week. That's bad. Everybody. Duff, Miguel, that caller throwing George under the bus. Lenny Martez, 6. Jim Mandit, 6. Orlando Alzaguiri, 5. Orlando's another one's kind of like generic looking. You know what I mean? He's just there. Geldy's got 5. The Beak. Eddie K, 3. Troy Stratford, a pair. Curtis Stevenson, 2. And Big Kim Bocamper, solamente uno, because they're afraid he's going to beat the crap out of him.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Coming up tonight on Inside the Behind the True Hollywood Celebrity Music Biography Profile Story. First, there was Band-Aid, a bunch of lame-ass British people raising money for charity. Well, no bunch of limeys are going to make America look bad. Not when we could upchuck something like USA for Africa. Bob Dylan was one of the many legendary artists who performed on We Are the World. He speaks here through a translator.
Basically, nothing says we care about hunger more than a bunch of rich rock stars taking 15 minutes of their valuable time to sing and eat catered food.
Oh, yeah, the food for USA for Africa was freaking unbelievable. Billy Joel, who would go on to fame as a drunk driver, was also there. They had this shrimp wrapped in bacon thing. I don't know what they did to it. Maybe they marinated it in something, but man, I could taste. Huey Lewis agreed.
Oh, definitely. What I remember most about coming together to fight hunger in Africa was the Bavarian mint strudel.
Bruce Springsteen was there as well. Here he speaks through a translator.
Basically, we wanted to show the British that when it comes to bringing a bunch of jerk-off celebrities together to raise money for charity, USA kicks ass.
USA for Africa. It was all about getting food to the people who need it. And eventually getting it to poor people, too. It's a big, juicy, sopping wet look at show business.
Hang on tight, man. We're selling them records like hotcakes, and as soon as that money comes in, we're going to feed your ass. It's 11:03. Let's see. Let's take a look at that schedule today. We got the Moe Meister, my close personal buddy, who will not tell us what he shaves with, and quite frankly, we don't care. Moe at 2. Mad Dog at 4 to 6:30 at the Bank Atlantic Center. Somehow the Mad Dog at the hockey game, it's just, there's like something a little bit missing there. But nevertheless, he'll be at the Bank Atlantic Center. Stop by and bring him a couple of somethings.
I'll be going to the hockey game myself.
You're going tonight?
I am.
I'm smelling a Panther win tonight. We love the Panthers. And let me say it again before I talk about the Marlins and they're threatening to leave. Let me say it again. The only reason that there is still a professional hockey team, and I use the term loosely, in South Florida, is because of that one glorious year when all you phonies jumped on the bandwagon, wouldn't even know the name of half of the people. All they knew was Stu Barnes and Beezer, and that was about it. Name me some of the other players from that team, Miguel.
You have Beezer.
Yeah.
Damn, you said the two guys I know.
Stu Barnes.
Wait, I think I know one.
Billy Lindsay.
Wasn't there a Scott Mellenby?
Scott Mellenby, very good. The Rat Man, the Captain and the Rat Man. Right.
Okay. Oh, I'm done.
Marty Straka.
Right.
Ray Shepard. Yeah.
Well, we never claimed to be fans in the first place.
Mark, I don't beat my wife anymore. Fitzpatrick, Beezer's backup. Let's start with that hockey stuff. When you got the big game tomorrow night. Let's see, Cliff, I thought you were full of it when you said Ron and Paul steal material, but today they did a mock Thanksgiving parade. Didn't Rick and Suds do that years ago? They did that every year for about 100 years, you bet. Anyway, happy Slaughter of the Indians Day, says Cliff. And hey, Mo, gotta go, says Cliff. Slaughter of the Indians, my ass. This is an honoring the Indians. They had some Indian on one of the talking head channels the other day, all grumpy and bent out of shape about Thanksgiving. Just cut the crap, you turkey. What's wrong with you? I'm so tired of ornery Indians. You know, just get with the program and cut the crap. So anyway, what I was starting to say before I asked you a really dumb question because I knew there'd be no answers, is that the only reason we still got the team is because of that one glorious year, and then Wayne was able to suck the people into building him that big, beautiful palatial arena in Broward. And now sits there very, very empty, and they keep lying about the attendance numbers. Tonight's attendance, 16,000. Well, you're right. And you look around, there's like big, huge chunks of empty seats everywhere. And tomorrow, the Devils game on a midweek night before Thanksgiving. How many people do you think are going to be there tomorrow? You'll have your own section, Josh.
That's tonight.
Huh? Tonight. Well, today is Wednesday.
That's right.
Listen, I'm so mentally disheveled from that thing with this computer yesterday. I don't even know what the hell day of the week it is. I gave it the wrong. No, there it is. Panther preview at 6:30. That's because you guys interrupted me on the schedule. Devils and the Panthers at 7:80 after the hockey game. So we actually have the game on QAM. We have no other hurricane stuff to put on, so we have to put the Panther game on 6:40 or 1800 or something like that. We don't have to farm it out. I think 4-3 Panther win is in order tonight. I can smell it.
I agree.
How about Robbie Niedermeyer you left out, too, by the way, from your Panthers? Robbie Niedermeyer. Robbie. And how about Eddie Jovanovski? Was he there then, or was that before his time? I don't know. It may have been before Eddie's time. Eddie. I think he wasn't there yet. How about Joe Cirella? He was probably retired by then. We can only hope. He was kind of vanilla, that Joe Cirella, just like Jose Padilla. And what is that? See, it's always a bad idea when you have people change the way you pronounce it. Look what happened to Terrell Owens. He decided he was going to be Terrell, and now his future's in peril. They're supposed to announce something about that today. Do we really care? No. And who else? And then we got Jose Padilla, who was like, at least he was in limbo. There were no charges.
Yeah, Patrick
Surtain, who was certainly turned south in terms of where'd he wind up?
Where does he play?
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. See what I'm saying? Although he probably gets to see Trent Green shower naked. That's not too bad. Now, getting back to the Marlins. What, you knocking Trent Green now? Are you knocking Trent Green?
He's okay.
Kansas City quarterback. Who'd you rather have? Forget about how he looks. Gus Farad or Trent Green?
Well, that's not a good comparison.
Rosa Parks or Jose Padilla?
Slappy White.
Slappy White or Nipsey Russell? Unable to reach a deal to build a stadium in Miami, the Marlins have been granted permission to explore relocation outside South Florida. Marlins President David Sampson said yesterday, little David said,
"We did it!"
Yeah, big deal. We'll pack your salami sandwich on rye. How do you like that? While Marlins owner Jeffrey Lurie would prefer to remain in South Florida, Major League Baseball has agreed to allow the team to look elsewhere, Sampson said. More threats. Oh, God, we're getting so used to this now, you know. I'm leaving. Okay, leave already. You know, it's like if your mother-in-law is there for like 2 months. I'm leaving. See ya. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. See you again. Maybe not. It is very clear to us there will not be a baseball stadium in Miami, Sampson said. Sampson said Lurie will not sell the Marlins and will not sign an extension to remain in Dolphin Stadium beyond the 2010 season. Now, you can also see Wayne's fine finger in this, too, because he was going to make them an offer they couldn't refuse, and he was going to make such a great deal, and, of course, that didn't happen. We'll discuss that with the Humper on Friday, so give him a chance to take a few more shots at pockmark Wayne. Poor Wayne. You notice how he used to have the Midas touch and everything? He's got it in reverse now. Everything he touches turns to crap. Don't we feel sorry for him and his $1 billion?
Oh, yeah. No.
We will not sign an extension, he said. The Marlins lease with Dolphin Stadium runs through 2007 season. He said we need a baseball-only facility. This includes a series of one-year options through 2010. Under the team's lease with the stadium, Marlins receive only percentages of concessions, parking, and sponsor signage. And when we say concessions, we're talking about that really crappy food at the stadium. It is really bad. Why, I don't know. It could be good, but it's really bad. Wouldn't you agree with that? Well, no comment from Josh. You got to pay for your food, didn't you tell us that?
I do.
All season long, I begged, I pleaded only one time, and that was our buddy Troy from Balance for Life. One time. Troy brought a feast up there for Josh and for Dave Van Boring and for Roxy and the whole gang.
You know what? I think he did do it twice, but
he did it twice.
Yeah, he did.
Well, you never told us about the second time.
Yeah, I must have forgot.
Trying to make me feel. No, you're trying to make me feel bad. Lay a guilt trip. Oh, I feel so bad. We're trying so hard to get you guys food. I can't help it if we got a cheapo audience out there. They always want. Whatever happened with the turkeys yesterday? Speaking of that.
They ran
I
out.
bet you there were no turkeys left over yesterday. If they had 10,000 of them, I bet you they were given away.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty gentile and generous of the guy from Power 96 to say, hey, you can have your people, your schleppers come by, too, and get a turkey.
Thanks, Tone.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Schmendrick. The Marlins in red, and of course, Josh Beckett is going, and Mike Lowell is going to Boston, and Carlos Delgado is going to the, where are they trading, Yankees?
The Mets.
Mets? Oh, the Mets. Oh, thank God he ain't coming back here. He's owed $48 million over the final 3 years of the deal he signed last. He's on the way to the Mets. So the Marlins are like doing a house cleaning, and they're unloading, and they're saying all the threatening and all this other crap. Bye-bye. That's my feeling about it. See ya. Not that I could care anyway. Just, the first couple of seasons I went to a lot of games. Did I really enjoy it? Not really all that much. Not that much. When you're sitting in any kind of a venue with so-called South Florida sports fans, you can't enjoy it. Because you basically have 3 categories of people. You got people who understand the game, who are a pleasure to be around. There's about 10 of them. And then you got the rest of the people who are just ornery, obnoxious, don't understand the game, and are there to make a scene and be loud and just obnoxious. And that's it. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I am. And like I said the other day, if they don't see a good fight break out, especially at a Dolphins-Jets game, but any game will do, they just haven't had a good time. There can be some spectacular play on the field, which won't be happening this season, by the way, for the Dolphins, maybe against them. But and they're like, oh, what happened? But if there's a fight in the stands, they're all standing and you can't see what the hell's going on, and they're like all hyperventilating and foaming at the mouth and throwing foamy beer in each other's face. That's what they're there for. Come on, Worrell, hit somebody, Worrell. I just couldn't believe the first year that the Marlins were in business, and I went to that first game, and there are people talking to each other that didn't even understand the rules. Well, he's got to go back to first base and tag up before he can run. I'm thinking, well, this is baseball. This isn't rocket science. This isn't even Parcheesi. This is baseball. Little children know the rules of baseball. What you be talking about? It was really... Yeah. And, of course, at the hockey game, forget about it. Like that one game where the Leafs are pummeling the Panthers, and this knucklehead who sits in the row in front of me at the Mac Arena there. And the crowd, of course, a lot of Leaf fans. It was in December, so a lot of Canucks down there, and they're all going, go Leafs, go, go Leafs, go. And the guy turns around and says, I think they're saying, go team, go. Go team, go. And I thought to myself, you simpleton, you idiot, you fairy. God almighty. Man, unbelievable. WQAM, hello.
Yes, Neil, I believe it all.
Okay, good. Well, that's a good phony voice. Give it another try later on. See if we can get you on a little longer. Doubt it. Yes, Neil, I believe. WQAM, hello.
All right, just because George isn't there doesn't mean you can talk about sports, Neil. It's enough. Done.
Yeah, okay. Hey, up yours, pal. I'll talk about whatever I want to. How do you like that? Including what a jackass you are. This guy's, he's upset because George turned him down. 5, 6, 7. Oh, look at that. It's 12 past the hour already. Uh-oh. Ratings coming 11:30, man. Duff is hyperventilating. Hey, Duff.
Marlins. Hello, I'm Barbara Billingsley of the Florida Marlins. I just thought you might want to know we have season tickets still on sale for $110. Why, that's less than 5 cents for an exciting game of baseball. You wouldn't want to buy any of these, would you? I mean, we got some players with cool names this season, like Jesus Sanchez, Joe Fenstablau, Bad Penny, Ricky Bones, Brother Don Cornelius and Sister Rose, Ryan Dumpster, Don Knotts, and Nelson B. Helper. If you show up, well, I guess I will too. Because if you do, then I gotta get up.
It's 11:18 at QM. Didn't I put this story about Gary Glitter on the website the other day?
I don't know.
Because I read it. It's from the Brit Times Online. Gary Glitter could face a firing squad. All right. You know something? That's going to make me feel a hell of a lot better having to be forced to hear that crap over and over and over again. That should have won that poll by 1 million votes. The most tiresome... Oh, here we go.
Oh, but this isn't the Panther one.
What do you mean by that?
The Panthers have their own version.
Well, do they really?
Uh-huh.
Well, they evidently don't recognize it because they don't score enough goals to, for the excitement to generate. Don't be hearing that too much this year. They don't score any goals at a time when the league is like, the games are 8-7 and 6-5, and we got overtime and shootouts and all kinds of good stuff, and they finally let guys play without clutching and holding and grabbing and open up the game so it's exciting. And the Panthers still can't score any goals. That's the sad part. Tonight's tonight, though. I can smell it. Oh, man.
Because I'm going to be there.
Maybe it's that frog aroma from Marty Brodeur. Oh, sorry, Marty. That was a bad shot. That was bad. He's good. But he's a frog. Gary Glitter could face a firing squad. The disgraced star faces death or years in jail if convicted of rape. Uh-oh. He's accused of raping a 12-year-old girl in Vietnam. Remember he said he was just doing research. Remember that?
Yeah.
The girl is said to have admitted having sex with a 61-year-old former glam rock star, allegedly for 5.5 pounds. That's like about $10. But police in the Vietnamese resort city of Vung Tau said that it was still considered rape under the Vietnamese law. Glitter, real name Paul Gad, as in E. Gad, was arrested as he tried to leave Vietnam for Bangkok via Tan Son Nhat Airport in Ho Chi Minh City on Saturday after police started searching him in connection with the allegations about his relationships with 2 young teenage girls. Young. If he's in prison, the former singer will find Vietnamese jails very different from Horfield Prison in Bristol, where he served 2 months in '99 for possessing hardcore, sick and degrading images of children. He was just doing research. Vietnamese jails are notorious for their squalor, harsh treatment of prisoners, and lack of attention to sanitation, hygiene, and food. Even if he's not prosecuted in Vietnam, Glitter could face charges in Britain if ever returned under Britain's sex tourism laws, the Sex Offences Act of '96. A Home Office spokeswoman said that British police could ask for the file on any alleged sexual offence that's recognized in the country to be sent to them for consideration. We would always prefer someone who's prosecuted in the country where the offence is committed, but if not, we have the power to look into it here, she said. The country very rarely, if ever, executes foreign tourists. However, this is great. Prisoners in Vietnam allowed only 12 kilograms, that's 26.5 pounds of rice or a rice substitute each month, often reduced to 9 kilograms for minor infringements of prison rules. As well as being made to undertake hard labor, prisoners are expected to repent their crimes frequently and in writing. Beatings with bamboo canes are common, as are the use of stocks and electric shocks. All right. The last foreign citizen to be put to death was Nguyen Thai Schlep, who held dual Canadian-Vietnamese citizenship in 1999. In August of this year, an Australian citizen had his death penalty commuted to a life sentence, both convicted on drug smuggling charges. And like that, you're smuggling. Isn't that what Willie Joe said? You're smuggling? Something like that.
Yeah.
Joe Willie. Hey, by the way, speaking of having the Willies, those ratings are going to be coming out. We're not all that concerned. It's only a trend. It's like August, September, October, right? Monday, Saturday, whatever it is. But I'm sure that there are some people in town who are trying to improve upon their point. Well, this one isn't going to reflect the huge ratings of Sidney Rosenberg, is it, Steen Krantz?
No, not yet.
No, because we're hearing some really obnoxious things about his performance so far. 493 votes. Our goal today is about 500. It's the day before Thanksgiving. What do you want? Plus, Eric screwed this thing up for me. 496. Who is the ugliest QM personality? Hank Goldberg, 147. The Momeister, 124. And then it's way down after that. Uh-oh, look at that.
Johansson. On left wing to Sittler.
Darryl Sittler, there he is again. Sittler rhymes with Hitler. The B65, Joe Zagacki, 55. Neil Rogers, 50. George Rodriguez, only 19. See, they hate George like poison, but he don't look that bad. Not that good. Lenny Martez, 7. Jim Mandich, 7. Steve Geldstein, 7. Orlando, the big O, has got 5, because he is really...
rock solid.
Ed K, 4. Eddie the K. Troy Stratford's got a pair, and Curtis Stevenson a pair, and Kim Bokamper still solamente uno. They're intimidated by him, and why not? You know, he's a great guy, but when you stand next to him and you're talking to him, you're looking straight up in the air, you know? I don't care how tall you are. He could be standing next to, and he'd still be looking up at him. He's just a monster in the radio industry.
Yes, he is.
Giant. Okay, my goal today is to take 4,000 calls, and tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day, and Josh and I will be here working our brains out to entertain you on Thanksgiving, no less. And then on Friday, we come back. Now, Hank and our show, I guess, is it. Oh, no, and Mad Dog also Friday, because I see the Momeister is off tomorrow and Friday. So he won't be able to tell us what he's shaving with over the holidays.
Damn.
I mean, extra. You've heard of extra crispy, like at the Colonel. This is extra surly this week. I don't know what it is. Extra surly.
It's you.
No, it's not. It's me and Hank and Josh and George and Joe and everybody. The world. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Pally.
Yes, sir.
Only 36 minutes till the Al Franken show.
Nah, we already did that before. It's boring. And I don't think that's the original guy, is it? Maybe it is. No, boring. Boring old cocker. WQAM, hello.
Neil God.
Yes, sir.
You were talking about fans in South Florida.
By the way, it's 37 minutes till the Al Franken show. Get your clock straightened out, you idiot. Go ahead, sir.
Fans in South Florida, the idiots that are at the stadiums, we had one behind us at the U2 concert with a cell phone. In the middle of a song, he's sitting there screaming his head off on the cell phone saying, guess where I am, guess what I'm doing.
My favorite is the ones at the Mac Arena at the hockey games who are on the cell phone talking to somebody in the arena on the other side, and they're waving to each other and they're talking while the game is going on. Just unbelievable.
Exactly. Have happy.
And back to you. Yeah, that one game, as long as I live, another week or two, I'll never forget. This idiot, this real Yahoo is sitting in the row in front of me, not a regular there, and he's like a few seats down, and he's standing up, and he's waving to his buddy. In the meantime, the puck is in the Panther zone there. There's like something life and death to my left there that I want to see it. The game is going on, and I can't see it because this idiot's standing up, and he's like moving around, gesticulating and whatever, flagellating. And I said, sit down, because other people, he looks at me and says, why? I said, because I want to see the game. And and he kind of slumped down into his chair, just pathetic. Why are you here? Why are you here? I'd say about 80% of the people in the Mickey Arena, I've never been in that joint, but that's what I'm told. They go there to be seen by everybody else, and they spend most of their time in the out on the veranda drinking a few pops. And then at the Mac Arena, half of the people are in the hallway. And of the other half who are inside, are about a third of them on the cell phone wanting to be seen by their friends across on the other side, who also got their tickets for free. And by the way, boys, it's not really a good idea when you have people spending big bucks for season tickets to give away tickets sitting next to them. Because a lot of people didn't renew their season tickets. They start getting really pissed off because they'd be sitting next to somebody in the lower bowl and they'd say, oh, gee, I really enjoyed this game. I got these tickets for free or for $10. And they're sitting next to somebody who paid $60 or $70 a pop. Not too happy about that, eh? Not a way to win friends and influence people and get people to come back, much less, of course, putting a competitive product on the ice. I thought this was going to be the year. I was dead wrong. Just like I was wrong on Jose Padilla. What?
You called it. You might have ruined it for him, Jinx.
Nay, I put the
mush
bird on him. That's right. I put the hex on him. No, I absolutely did not. I've been pushing it and promoting it in spite of the fact that I see the way this organization has gone in the crapper steadily and slowly and surely, and all the great talent that they've unloaded. But speaking of great talent, stop and think about it. Here's the latest begathon, and they hold a press conference at a time when the Marlins are they're having like a deforestation, a deforestation program, just cleaning out the whole team. And but we want a stadium, and we're going to leave. And you can hear the chorus of people all over South Florida. You can hear the response to their threats.
Bye. This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Panthers already. When the hell does the baseball season begin anyway, huh?
The pain from Wayne makes games go down the drain. When Wayne explains his aims, my brain complains. Who's made sport ill-gotten gains? It's Wayne, it's Wayne. Whose acclaim has gone down in flames? It's Wayne, it's Wayne. The shame of Wayne puts pain upon my brain. I think he's lost it. The strain from Wayne makes stains inside my haze. No!
11:32. I want to make a prediction. October is going to be a really screwed up month in the trend. It just dawned on me. I hope that Muff isn't deluding herself.
Why
because
not?
it was the Wilma and Katrina month, especially Wilma.
Well,
when
we
there
had
were all those
coverage.
people without, huh?
We had coverage.
No, that's not the point. There were all those people without power, and it just changes the whole dynamic of it. Now, maybe you're right. Maybe a lot of people were listening, although we took that poll that one day, and they were glued to the television, on radio, and TV, the people who didn't have power, and we came in a distant third. Although that's not bad, because we're not competing with TV, we're competing with the other radio. But nevertheless, we'll see. We'll see whatever. Now, I need a little technical help. I hate to do this on the air, but I don't want to wait till tomorrow, because I'm lazy.
Hey, why not?
Because I got my new computer here, and you know how, when you're emailing stuff like that smirking chimp, Josh?
Okay.
Where the hell did Josh go? Has he made a quick run?
I'm right here. He answered you.
Well, just the way... anyway, well, that's right. Miguel's the computer expert. And you click on, you type in something like an address, and then it has the memory on it so that next time you're going to send a story, you just click it, and instead of typing this stuff over and over again,
Right.
this ain't doing that.
Well,
Why is
because
that?
this is a new computer. It's not
Right.
in memory yet.
I haven't done what?
You haven't, if you're going to send it to Josh, do it once, and then the next time...
I have done that. I already done that. Don't you think I've done that? Am I really that stupid?
Well.
Do I sound that stupid?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's still not doing it. It's still not saving the address, or mine, or his, or whatever.
Well, there's a way to do that, but that's we got to walk you through a couple of steps.
Uh-oh.
And you don't want to do that on the air.
Why not? It would kill some excellent time.
That'll kill everybody, actually.
Is it complicated?
Yeah.
Well, why is that? Why the hell should that
Because
have to be complicated? That should be like falling out of bed.
Yeah, that's real easy.
Okay. Whatever you say. So what's the story? Is Muff come right in there yet? It's 11:34.
Not yet, no.
Nope.
Nothing so far.
Because I think they could be in for a really big disappointment, because depending on the 8 people who actually sent their diaries back. Because let's face it, most people during 2 weeks in October in South Florida were obsessed with trying to stay alive and get their power back on, and their phone and their cable and their trees off the roof and the roofer coming out, all these other things.
Correct.
Especially Florida Plunder and Loot. So that might have just had an impact. I wouldn't imagine they had a really great return during the month of October. So unless we got some of our good friends out there with some wire diaries, who listened a lot, And then, of course, the people across the street, oh brother, as bad as they were, like in July and August or September, whatever the hell it was, every month. It could be like a death knell for them, even with that great Sid Rosenberg's theme on the air now. Don't forget, 26 minutes till Franken. They're like dropping like a rock, too. I just passed that along. Now, what were they doing during all of that? Do we know? Probably not.
940?
Yeah.
They were carrying IOD.
Oh, they were simulchasing?
Yeah, IOD
so
was
that's
on
really
a whole
bright.
bunch
So in
of
other words, they were just splitting up the goodies there.
Yeah,
what
all
they
of
were doing.
that whole chain was carrying IOD.
All the cheap channel was carrying IOD.
Right.
So maybe IOD will go zooming through the roof then. They'll probably have a gigantic. They already had a big September. Maybe they'll have a humongous October. Woo! Won't that be bad? 10 days after the 9/11 attacks, President Bush was advised that U.S. intelligence found no credible connection linking the attacks to the regime of Saddam Hussein or evidence suggesting linkage between Saddam and the al-Qaeda terrorist network, according to a now-published report. The report published yesterday in the National Journal cites government records as well as present and former officials with knowledge of the issue. The information in the story, written by National Journal contributor Murray Wass, points to an abiding administration concern for secrecy that extended to keeping information from the Senate committee charged with investigating the matter. In one of the journal report's more compelling disclosures, Saddam is said to have viewed al-Qaeda as a threat rather than a potential ally. The President's Daily Brief, or PDB, for September 21, 2001, was prepared at the request of President Bush, the journal reported, who was said to be eager to determine whether any linkage between 9/11 attacks and the Iraqi regime existed. Don't you remember that Richard Clark book and the Paul O'Neill book? Blame it on Iraq. Go get me some evidence. Make some up. And a considerable amount of the September 21st PDP found its way into a longer, more detailed CIA assessment of the likelihood of an al-Qaeda-Iraq connection. The journal story reports that the assessment was released to Bush, Dick Cheney, the National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice, then Secretary of State Colin Powell, and other senior policymakers in the Bush administration. The Senate Intelligence Committee has requested from the White House the detailed CIA assessment as well as the September 21st PDB and several other PDBs as part of the committee's counseling inquiry into whether the Bush administration misrepresented intelligence information in the months before the start of the war with Iraq. The Bush administration so far has refused to surrender these documents. I just mentioned that in passing. Now, what's coming on the fax machine? Not numbers.
The steps. That's what's in your
Here's
fax.
the first sheet. Oh, it's a fax.
Yeah, and I'm just telling you the steps.
Tools, options, send tab, check the fourth box.
Right.
Oh. Well, that doesn't sound all that complicated, is it? I could do that during the next break, or not.
Yeah, it's easy.
Even I could do it. Hey, listen, I got news for you. I may be shaving with a disposable razor for an old coot like me. I'm fairly computer literate, okay? Fairly. Not spectacular, but I know my way around the block. Indeed, the journal's story reported, citing congressional sources, the existence of the September 21st PDP was not disclosed to the Intelligence Committee until the summer of 2004, long after the Iraq attack. How do you like that? After September 11th, the administration insisted a connection existed between Iraq and al-Qaeda. President Bush, in October 2002 speech in Cincinnati, said the U.S. had learned that Iraq had trained al-Qaeda members in bomb-making and poisons and gas. And Vice President Dick Cheney, in September 2003 on Eat the Press, alleged there was a relationship between Iraq and al-Qaeda that stretched back through most of the 90s. Liars. They ought to be impeached right now. They ought to be in prison. They ought to be with Gary Glitter. All that glitters is not old, I'll tell you that. How's those numbers coming? Nothing yet?
They're coming.
Oh, they're coming. Uh-oh. Now, is it happy face or ugly face? See, you're going to send me the 12 plus first, which it means nothing.
Well, that's what I was given.
Oh. Well, but that's a way to warm into it, you know? But I think you're going to find some real bizarre numbers in October. It's going to, throw the whole thing askew, if I can. Can I say that, Joyce?
No.
It's going to throw the whole thing out of kilter. It's going to make it askew. Here comes the first page of this crap. And it's 12 plus. Here we go, boys and girls. I told you we wouldn't do these trends anymore, but I lied. Because this is fun. Because I forgot all about this. How could you forget about something so important? The only thing I remember is the Payday. Anybody ever eat a Payday candy bar?
I love Payday.
Really? What are you eating now? Look at that. See that? My psychic powers again zooming in there. Of course, I am sitting right across from Josh, like that one guy said.
Well, next to him.
Yeah, I'm sitting right now in his lap. That's why he sounds like he's got a. That's why he can't barely speak.
We're getting our Tonys on. We got a pizza and I got a sub here.
A pizza? Uh-oh. Maybe you can mend your fences there, huh? Maybe you don't have to study your way over to the bullpen today. Anyway, Hot 105. Not much change from the summer book. 6465. They're number one. Hot 105. 12 plus for the entire week. CMQ, same thing. Look at that. No change. I don't see much change anywhere. You want to know why? Because October, they probably, Schmidt canned it. They probably threw the whole damn thing out. Power went down a little bit from number 6 to number 7. Too bad, Greg. Radio Mambi. Oh, there we go again with those old no-speaking Inglés. Now, they probably were all over the hurricane like Stink on Maddie, huh? Wouldn't you think? Well, the old Green Toots, even they had to, run for the hills, just like they did in Cuba.
This whole book did the same. How about
They're big on that, running. Running and turning and pointing the finger and shouting. WXDJ. I'm looking at see Magic 3-4 in the summer, 3-4 in the trend. 12 plus. Of course, nobody cares about 12 plus. This is just time consuming. QAM 2-2 in the summer, 2-5. Aha! See, 12 plus is important. Yeah, this is a barometer, man. And look at that cume go up. I think maybe we'll benefit from the fact that we had such outstanding coverage, at least on this show. I thought we did a fine job. Everybody on the station, at least those who were talking about important stuff as opposed to ball games.
Yeah, nice job, NBC.
Nice job, us. WINZ 15-17. What happened to WIOD 12 plus? Did I miss them somewhere in this list? I'm sure they must be way up there. I don't see them at all.
They are 14.
Where the hell is that? On the second page?
Second page.
Oh, yeah. 2-8 to a 3-0. They went up a little 3.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and what about Waxy? Even though this is only 12 plus, what INZ 1517? I said that. Don't forget, 20 minutes till Franken. Let's see. I'm looking. Oh, boy. They made a move from a 0.5 to a 0.7 from number 31 to tied for 27th. You are doing it, Joel, baby. You're doing it. You keep plugging away, man, and one of these days you'll have maybe even a 1 share overall at 12 plus. I doubt it, but it's possible. Now, what is this you're sending me? These are all out of order, by the way. Remember Al Pacino says, this whole court's out of order. You're all out of order. Remember that?
Al Pacino
He said,
said
this
that?
This often effing place is out of order.
So anyway,
you're sending me 7 to midnight. And by the way, speaking of the Marlins in September, I wouldn't wish their numbers on Joel. I mean, they had a 2-2. You see that in September? Not good. So, we've been milking that cow for a long time, but even Elsie the Borden cow finally gets tired after a while. It's just the Marlin thing. Come see, come saw. We hope that they stay so Josh keeps his scam going.
Yeah.
Well, you got a couple more years.
Okay.
After that, you'll have George's job once he abandons his family and disappears. George is the kind of guy, one of these days he'll go up into 100 Biscayne Tower with a rifle and start just blowing people away. He just can't handle it anymore.
That's his plan?
Huh?
That's his plan?
No, I don't say it's his plan. He just impresses me, knowing him as long as I have, that one of these days he's just going to snap, 18 till noon at QAM. Pompano Park Racing is back in the simulcasting business after Wilma. Featuring only simulcasting right now, of course, but it's good news because racing fans can enjoy watching and plunging their guts out on 18 or more tracks every day starting at noon. In fact, just a few minutes. 18 minutes till Franken, 18 minutes till Pompano simulcasting. Enjoy harness racing, highlight, thoroughbred racing from all across the nation in an air-conditioned and smoke-free environment. And best of all, admission and parking are always free at Pompano Park. Please note that the Broward County Fair is currently underway at Pompano Park. Simulcasting patrons should enter the track at the main gate on Racetrack Road, that's 3rd Street, and then turn left for free parking for simulcasting. And live racing is still scheduled to resume on Friday, December 2nd, which is a week from Friday, not that far away. So mark that on your calendar, mark it on your wrist. Pompano Park, a block south of Atlantic Boulevard on Powerline Road. Call 954-972-2000 for more information. Visit their website at pompanopark.com. Simulcasting is back. It starts at noon today and every day at Pompano Park.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Thank you, baby.
Drew Rosenhaus. 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 Mommy. Who's done more for the Chinese community? Charlie Chan or Ralph Macchio? Who's done more for the white community? Moe Howard and David or the South Carolina Gamecocks? All right. Who's done more for the Jewish community? Moisha Diane or Diane Cannon? Huh? Come on, give me a call. Who's done more for the Indians? Ed Ames or Edward Everett Horton? Huh? Who's done more for the Dolphins? Sage Rosenfeld or Molly Boyd? Who's done more for the Blue Men? Intel or Las Vegas?
Come on, Mo, you need a rest.
Wait! Get your hands off me! Who is more seductive? Me or Lee Horsley's mule? No, you don't understand. I hate this place. The medication doesn't work.
Prominence till noon at QAM. We got the Mo Meister at 2. Mo must have gone through the roof in this book, It must have been that 2 to 3 hour. I mean, the 3 to 4 hour. That, goosed up 3 to 7 in the afternoon. Couldn't have been the Mad Dog.
All right.
Wow. Look at the way they went zooming up there in men. We stayed flat in men. And the morning, I think, went up a little bit. I'll tell you in a second. Anybody really care now? And, again, we didn't have a really good month. And I told you that, didn't I, October?
You did.
I told you that, and you knew it, because at least 2 weeks of the month, they were all like, IOD in it, and they were all like TV on radio. And Tom Jick, I told you Tommy knew he had his thumb on it. That's where it was at. We should have been simulcasting all that TV stuff all along. Instead of me being on here, pop, 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 and get ice over here, get water over there, and yeah, all that other stuff. I think that was, we should have had some time off then. Just simulcasted the TV. That would have been smart programming, but then again, when was QM ever known for smart programming? The only good news out of this, since we really don't care how we do, it's important that the people across the street fail badly. They are. What are you chuckling about? That happens. Now, let me take all these 12-plus numbers and put them on the floor, because nobody cares about those. Although I'm doing a fabulous job of stapling everything together here. You wouldn't believe the assembly line project I got going. It's
nice
a
job.
Beautiful thing.
Did you fix your email?
Just a fantastic job. Let's see. Oh, look at that Waxy. They're making a little bit of a move now, like 1/10 of a point here and about 2/10 of a point there. They are doing it right beyond the big.
Oh.
Yeah. Men. Here you go, men. Everybody wants men. Let's take a puke at this, okay? 6 to 10 a.m. men in the trend in the July, August, September. Well, no, August, September, whatever this is, October. Hot 105, man, zooming through the roof. As that great philosopher Mark Twain once said, it's a Schwarzwelt. Man, look at that, Hot 105 from a 7.5 to an 8 point.
Oh.
That is incredible. WXDJ is second. Radio Mambi. And again, this is 18 plus, so it includes all the old coots, man. People even older than me.
Your boy did pretty well in the voting, by the way, Enrique.
Enrique?
Running for mayor?
What are you talking about?
Enrique Santos, your buddy from XDJ.
Oh, how'd he do?
25%.
Big deal. Big Head was fourth. There's very little change in some of these. WIOD in the morning, men 3-2 to a 3-7. I told you, did I tell you they'd have a good month? Of course, they were really
rock solid
because they had that news factor going, as opposed to QM, which is known as a sports nerd station. In the morning, though, Hank went 3-3 to a 3-6, although he was dropping off a really bad month. So I don't think we did all that good. In fact, Duff probably's got a long look on his puss. Too bad, I told you, Duff. Wilma, blame it on Wilma. And then let's look at that stiff competition there. Look at Radio Suave. What the hell is that? 2-1? Holy cow. When you get beaten out by Radio Suave. Now, WINZ in the morning, that's Air America. And don't forget, only 9 minutes till Franken. 1-6 to a 1-8. They're making gigantic strides. Little baby steps. They're tied for 21st, making a big move. I still don't see... Oh, there they are. Waxy. Men, 18 plus, a sports station alleged, 6 to 10 in the morning. That includes the Joe Rowe Show, no less. Our good close friend. We like Joe a lot. We don't like that station, though, and he hates Joel Feinberg like poison. They had a 1.2 in the summer book, and in the trend they had a 1.2. But, however, in the summer they were number 25. Now they've dropped to number 26. See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Nicht gut. 1.2. So the Humper a 3-3, they got a 1-2. Midday, we still stayed flat, which means we had a pretty crappy month. But then again, it's Wilma. Let's blame it on Wilma. CMQ-FM, number 1. Look at that, 7.4 share. They went zooming up there. And what were they doing during Wilma?
I haven't slightest.
IOD, number 2. They were 2 in the summer, 5.8, but they're all the way up to a 6.4 because of what I told you before. No question about Radio Mambi. All the old green toots were like glued to the radio. Should we kill ourselves? Should we get on our rubber raft and go back home? What should we do? QAM, from a 5.3 in the summer to a 5.3 now, but third we dropped to 4th, though. And 18 plus. 25.54, though, I'll guarantee. I'll bet you Greg's Life on it will still be number 1 when this book is done, son. Now, let's see. So we got a 5.3. Means we had a pretty lame month. What else going on here? INZ. Al Franken, 8 minutes. 2.8 in the summer. They're making a move, baby. 2.9. I was almost going to sneeze right. That would have been so perfect. 2.8 to a 2.9 from 16th to a tie for 13th. That is pretty impressive. Not. Waxy. Uh-oh. We're in trouble now, Greg. Duff. Clarence. Is Clarence there?
Hey, here.
I would have thought that child would have been running all around, spinning around like a dreidel. Waxy, from a 0.8 in midday to a 1 point.
Oh.
And just when they started making a little move and they cracked a 1 share, they blew out Mark in the Dark Eisenberg and brought in Sid the Kid. Not a good move. All the way around, trust me. See, that's what's called panicking, total panic. Now, who else am I looking for? That's about it, huh? Just them? Them and us?
That's all people care about, right?
In the afternoon, though, look at this. WIOD number 1, that's the Schnittmeister, but I don't think he was even on, was he, during most of the month? They went from a 4.6 in the summer book, from 2nd to 1st with a 4.8, and that's, again, because of Wilma. QAM, however, went from a 4. And number 6 tied in the summer to a tie for 2nd with a 4.7 in the, and that's probably your buddy Moe from 3 to 4, wouldn't you think?
Sure.
Mad Dog went through the roof in there. Now, what was he doing during Wilma? Was he like doing the sports crap?
He was.
Well, see, we should have just left. We should have left the newsy stuff to everybody else, and we should have just stuck with our usual crap, whatever that is. Although INZ in the afternoon, 3.2 to a 3.7, they're making that little move, man. Baby steps, taking little teeny tiny steps. 6 minutes till Franken. Waxy? Oh, here they are. Here's your buddy Dan LaBastard. From 25th in the summer book with a 1.4 share to 22nd with a 1.7 share. There we go. Still nobody cracking a 2 and men. Not even close. So that's it. How about you want to see Knights? We don't care about Knights, do we? Because October we had no Marlins, so we might. Let's see. 3-6, we actually went up. Once the Marlins were done, we went from a 3.6 to a 3.7. We went from number 9 to tied for 8th. All right. So like I said, we'll pack you some. We'll get you some subs from Subway. I was going to say from Miami Subs, but that's probably a little bit too good. We'll get you some subs. We'll get you. What's his name? What's the guy's name? Jason on the Subway spot.
Subs.
Huh?
Oh, Jared.
Jared, that's the one. Hey, Jared.
You fairy.
Oh boy, he got a wedding ring on, but he's not fooling me. Trust me, he is just a floater. But yeah, maybe Jared can bring you by put some subs, throw a whole big sack of subs on the bus on the way out of town. Good luck to you, David. You'll need it. Okay, that takes care of that. That killed a good half hour, didn't it? Man, did we even do the break? Yeah, I did the break. I get so worked up about that. And it was much ado about nothing. We did not do well in October, and of course I already made the alibi ahead of time. That's always a good plan. See, make the alibi ahead of time. Say, oh, it's going to be really bad, and then when it is, say, I told you, we're not disappointed at all. Well, how can you have like any news credibility when you're not a news station? The most bizarre part of it is now, seriously, what were they doing in the afternoon? Because Mad Dog must have just gone through the roof in there.
What were we doing here?
What?
What was QAM doing, you're saying?
What were we doing? We.
You said they to start with.
We. They meaning Mad Dog and his entourage.
If the TV wasn't on, it was the programming.
Yeah.
Regular.
I see. Well, that tells me absolutely nothing.
Well,
they must have had
updates. I mean,
they must have had a humongous October. Look, they were dropping off a really bad month. I see. But they still done pretty good. We're just crawling along doing the best we can, folks. That's all we can do, okay, under very difficult circumstances. How many votes we got in that poll so far? See, the day before Thanksgiving, 575. Who is the ugliest QM personality? Hank Goldberg, 174. Moe Howard David at 150. The two of them are in a death grip. The Beast, 68. Joe Zagacki, 65. Old Neil, 55. George, only 24. Lenny Martez, 7. Orlando Alzaquiri, 7. Jim Mad Dog, Mandit, 7. Steve Geldstein, 7. Eddie K, 6. Troy Stratford, 2. Curtis Stevenson, 2. And Kimba Beaucamper still has only that one daring soul.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
This is Moe Howard and Josh, and this portion of the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour is brought to you by the letter 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 slices of pizza. All for me.
Some stuff in the turkey.
Stuff in the turkey? That was the biggest turkey they had at Wilson Farms. 26 pounds.
Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, 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 y'all.
Boy, it's a Thanksgiving extravaganza. Where's the cranberry sauce? Where's the pumpkin pie?
Quick, go and set your turkey free.
This is supposed to be the big finale when the turkey jumps through the ring of fire. I was down to buy a turkey.
Yeah, a turkey that can do tricks.
Yeah, that turkey can suck.
What do you mean you cooked the turkey? We're preparing a Thanksgiving feast.
Bring in the turkey.
You put our national bird in the oven.
And where, pray, is our beautiful trick performing turkey? What the hell is that? It's a turkey.
Gobble, gobble.
Well, I cooked the turkey.
12:02 at 560. Happy turkey to you. Don't eat too much now, because a lot of people die after Thanksgiving Day. They go off in a corner and they just sit there with a big smile on their puss and they die. Anyway, Miguel, your information died. You were doing real well till you got to the third part. Send tab. I have no idea what that is.
On the top, you see how there's different tabs, signature.
I beg your pardon?
Well, hold on, let me open
There's
it.
not one that says send.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
It says general, spelling, read, security, receipt.
Let me say it again. There's general, there's security, there's privacy, there's content, there's connections, there's programs, there's advanced. There is no send. We apologize for doing this on the air, folks, but after the ratings, it ought to be an improvement. What is it? Advanced.
I don't know. I'm looking at one that says send.
Well, there's no send.
Then I
You're probably on some old computer from Melit Sabetsky's Urine from 100 years ago.
Your computer that's over here.
Yeah, like I said, old. Advanced. And then there's all these things that you can check. Like, and you say the fourth
you
one.
can find the one that says automatically complete email addresses when composing.
Well, it doesn't say that.
But that's the way it's done, so keep searching until you find that one.
Well, I'll be damned. Okay, well, I'll keep searching, during the next break. I don't want to do this on the audience's valuable time, because we obviously can't afford any letdowns now after that week October. So what was the verdict? What did Duff say? Did he come in with some monthlies with a sour look on his face like, you guys suck?
He blamed it all on you.
Yeah, we had a 5-1 in October. I extrapolated. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like the end of the world. And again, well, what was the dates of Wilma? Well, maybe Wilma was like even in November. I don't know. What was the date that Wilma happened?
The 22nd.
So I'm thinking that Wilma's not even reflected in October. I think Wilma's going to be in November. I think we got some big problems, baby. Although we could benefit from Wilma, who the hell knows? I don't know.
Well, you had Katrina in there.
You had Katrina. Well, what did Katrina? How many people lost their power during Katrina?
About 30, man.
Not a big deal. We'll see. Look, let's just make up a whole lot of excuses. 5670560 pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular wireless line. All I know is that tomorrow's Thanksgiving, Friday is payday. Keep the checks coming. That's all we care about. Especially Josh and Miguel. They got those big paychecks coming. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, Neil, PCs suck. Buy an Apple.
Yeah, okay, I buy an Apple. A nice Macintosh is good, too. Not the computer, I'm talking about an Apple. You know, the ones you buy in the supermarket?
Right.
Nice Red Delicious is my favorite. What is this man talking about? All you got to do is get it set up one time and everything is just fine. This guy's such a simpleton. You like your Apple? Great, okay? Your Big Mac? Hope you choke on it. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, what's going on? I'm gonna be deep frying my turkey this year, but I usually be deep frying chicken, so I need some tips.
Yeah, okay, great. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, well, that bitch, she hit on October 24th.
Okay, thank you so much. October 24th, you said.
That was close.
So that certainly does not include any of this stuff, because this, no way. So that means the Wilma factor. That's why this wasn't as screwed up as I thought it was going to be. So the bottom line is we didn't have that creative in October. Now, Waxy, on the other hand, they're really doing it. They're not doing much, Joel. Here's a fax that says, I'm a 36-year-old Julio and use disposable. How do you like that? I tried all the others, including... Now, wait a minute. What is it I want to check? Enable what?
Automatically complete email addresses when composing.
Complete email. Okay. I don't think I saw that on there, but nevertheless, I'll find it. Well, this too shall pass. I tried all the others, including electric shavers, and they're all the same crap. I switched to disposable just a few years ago. I was taught by my father to shave with a regular razor. I don't know if you remember the ones where you turn the bottom of the shaver at the top opens up. Of course, those are the old-fashioned ones, and that's where you slip in the blade. Then you get a new blade and drop it in from the top. That is correct. That's older than Methuselah. Then you turn the bottom and yada yada. It says they don't make those anymore now, so I use disposable. I hope you're not using those no more. Those are bad. Those are the ones you slice ribbons out of your cheeks with. Says, yes, I use a loofah and body wash. I'm still as much of a man as before. If anyone doubts it, say it in front of my 6'4", 380-pound self. 380 pounds. Great show, says Tom. Hey, lose an ounce or two, Tom. Don't eat tomorrow Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that might be the guy you're talking about that's going to die.
P.S. Marlins, I'll pack you a bologna sandwich for their trip out here. So, yeah, a lot of people feel that way, you know. People get tired of it. Well, we want. And like I said, the dismantling of the team at a time when they're begging now for a new stadium and threatening, that just didn't make any sense to me. What do you think they'd put forward their last gasp, desperate, attempt, and then say, okay, well, we'll put up the money for one more year of losses, and if we can get a commitment in Broward or anywhere, on the moon, on Uranus, someplace. But no, they're dismantling and sending everybody away, and they're going to expect, and then they'll be complaining, oh, look at the bad attendance next season. Nobody's going to show up. We're going to have to get out of here. Just very sad. Keep beating the public over the head. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I can't wait for Pompano to open.
December 2.
Excellent. Table 125 and...
Okay, great. Good luck to you. Idiot. 5670560. That sounds like Mr. G to me. I won't be there, by the way. Pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular wireless lines. WQAM, hello.
Neil, you guys gelling?
I'm gelling, man. I'm gelling. WQAM, hello.
Mr. the lifeguard...
Like a felon.
Or a melon.
Well, that was that faggot lifeguard on the phone there, that British with a phony Brit accent. We still hate you, pal. Get lost. 5670560 pound. See, the calls after the ratings are a little bit slipped off, just like we did.
What's lunchtime?
Huh?
Lunchtime.
Well, so what's the excuse for that? That means that the real hotshots out there, they got time to pick up the phone and get their 4 seconds of fame. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Hi, nice to talk with you. Listen, I wouldn't normally talk about a sport except you just mentioned the Marlins. If the stadium's such a great idea, how come these guys making $8 and $12 million a year don't get together on the team and guarantee the loan?
Right.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Okay, you must be already starting on the holiday booze for tomorrow. Good luck to you, Pally.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, the players will put up their money.
Yeah, the players will build you the stadium. There you go. That's a novel idea, man. I like it. I like it like that. Let the players do it. I'm going to do this internet thing if it's the last damn thing I do. No, I just want to get it done. I don't want to have to do... Because in the beginning when I started sending Eric all these stupid stories when we started this stuff on a website, I would have to go back to every single one and type in the whole my address and his address and all this other crap and 16 Hebrew prayers. Enough with that. Automatically check for internet updates? No. No. Enable initial on-demand Internet Explorer? No. Install on demand? No. Enable personalized favorites menu? No. Force off-screen composing? No. I don't think it's on here.
You're in Outlook Express, right?
I beg your pardon?
Your mailing system there, Outlook Express? Is that what you're using?
Outlook this. Print back. I can't find it. I'll do it after the show. This is outrageous. I thought it was something I could do a quick bada-beep, bada-boop out like that.
It should be that easy, yes.
Well, it's not. It's not. And like the guy said, if I had an apple here, I'd probably eat it. Probably have a worm in it the way things are going. 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. How about that Moe and the Mad Dog, baby? Oh, man, he must have thrown in a huge 3 to 4 hour in there. Although he probably didn't throw in a huge 2 to 3. That's probably just to spite us. He saved the good stuff for 3 to 4. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Stan Major playing tomorrow.
WQAM, hello.
I speak to George, please.
Yeah. George speaking.
Oh, who's this, Neil?
Yeah.
Neil, oh, God. Oh, play anything. Just play anything. Neil, please. Just play anything.
WQAM, hello.
Hello?
QAM.
Yes, Neil.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, listen, you was talking about that flavor wave. What exactly does that do? Is it like a microwave?
No.
Oh, it's not.
It's like an oven.
Oh, like a, okay. Are they available?
You can grill, you can cook, you can baste, you can taste, you can do whatever you want with it.
Where are they available in Miami? Do you know?
Forget about Miami. Just go on your computer. You got a computer, of course, sir.
Yes, yes.
Go online. Flavor Wave Deluxe Oven. It'll be the best investment you ever made. You can actually cook your turkey in there, but it's too late now.
Well, too late now, but perfect. I will get on it here in a few minutes.
Hop right on it, pal. You'll love it.
Thanks.
Miguel don't have one, though, because it has nothing to do with Cuba. 5670560. I bet you Castro would like it. This thing is not really working all that well now, this disconnect, this little box.
A lot of technical problems here the last 2 days.
Yeah, all of a sudden we become technically inept. I don't know what that's all about. What do you mean I'm having a lot of technical problems, mister?
Are you denying that?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
WQAM, hello. Well, the computer has died, okay? I mean, they don't last forever. In fact, it seemed to me that you said that before the show today. They don't last forever. Isn't that what you said?
That's true.
Just like jobs with the Marlins, they don't last forever. WQAM, hello.
Neil God, how are you?
Yes, sir. How's it going, Pally?
Pretty good. Listen, what I don't understand is why they keep saying yesterday I was tuning into the sports station, and they kept saying, you don't know what it is to the Spanish community if they take baseball away. They don't support it. They never have. And I don't know why they always bring the same little song out over and over, you know?
Yeah. It's getting old, man. It's getting really tired.
Yeah, another thing. I really thought a lot about The Godfather. There's one part that I really like that you never played quotes of. It's when Michael is asking Hyman Roth who gave the order to kill Pantangeli. Yeah. I like that little sequence. It's very, very good. If you have it, you can play. Right?
I didn't ask any questions. I didn't get upset.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever he said. I guess whatever. I think he said.
Well, let me tell you something, my Mick friend.
Oh no, that was my buddy Jack Waltz, who looks just like that smelly guy who was sitting next to me in that musty old suit at Woodbine. 1213 at 560 WQM. Rich room-filling sound from your iPod. It's the power of the Bose Sound Dock digital music system. It brings the music on your iPod to life, even charges your iPod while it plays. Sound and Vision says you're bound to love what you hear. That's because only proprietary Bose technology lets you get the most from the music on your iPod. The system is friendly with iPod, iPod Mini, iPod Nano, and iPod with video. Its sleek appearance stylishly blends with your iPod and almost any room decor. It's easy to use, even comes with a remote that controls the sound dock system and basic functions of your iPod from across the room. So let the room-filling sound of the Bose Sound Dock digital music system deliver a great new iPod experience for you. Insert iPod and hear what happens. A great holiday gift idea. Experience the Sound Dock today at Apple, Best Buy, Circuit City, CompUSA, Sharper Image, Target, or Tweeter. Nothing could be neater than to find one at your Tweeter.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
bitch.
At Kentucky Fried Chicken, we want you to know that all of our poultry has been tested in the world's finest laboratories and is absolutely avian bird flu free. And to help ease your mind, every piece of chicken will be stamped with this picture of a little bird lying on its back, its feet sticking straight up in the air, surrounded by a circle with a slash through it. This tells you that the meal you get at KFC is absolutely avian bird flu free. Plus, for the next several weeks at every KFC, we'll have medical personnel standing by. And in the event someone keels over in front of their bucket of chicken, we'll be able to check them right then and there.
Hey, don't worry, folks. It wasn't the bird flu that got this fella. It was all them years of greasy food that clogged his arteries and gave him a heart attack. So no worries. Eat up.
At KFC, we do cholesterol right.
12:19 at QAM. I'm going to get off that computer thing. It's driving me nuts. I just thought I had it, and I didn't.
You lost it?
Angelina Jolie gets Cambodian passports. Speaking of people getting their passports in the mail, wow. Hollywood star Angelina Jolie has received... I thought she was still in the basement in Cambodia. Is that where she's hanging out? She received a Cambodian passport after being made a citizen of the impoverished Southeast Asian country, an associate said yesterday. The Hollywood star can use it when she visits the native land of her adopted son, Maddox, said Stephen Wagner, executive director of the Maddox Jolie Project in Cambodia. Maddox. The project, managed by the San Francisco-based Wild Aid, promotes wildlife conservation and community development in a former Khmer Rouge guerrilla stronghold in northwestern Cambodia. Wagner said the actress was ecstatic and thrilled last month when he handed her the passport and an official copy of a royal decree giving her Cambodian citizenship and announced it Pol Pot. Maddox was there and she showed him the passport, he said. It gives her a closer link, a stronger bond. Jolie has donated $1.5 million for the project the past year. And that's sweet. Let's get her out of the basement and see if she still looks as good as she did before.
Probably will.
5670560, pound 560. Tomorrow's going to be a real treat, man. Just playing all that. In fact, tomorrow I can diddle with this computer while I'm playing all the bits instead of having to worry about these pain-in-the-ass calls.
Yeah, and we actually have a new pizza thief in the building.
Oh,
really?
You're bad.
A new pizza thief. QAM, let me take this call. QAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Dan Rosario. I'm just saying that, it hurts with the Marlins if they leave, I'm a parent. I have 2 daughters, and it's a ritual for us to go to the Marlins game, season ticket holders since the Marlins have been here. And it's a shame. It's really a shame the way things have turned out. My daughters are going to miss the Marlins. When I told them, basically, my younger one started crying. It's a sad situation, but you know what? We'll just have to put up with it. And
life will go on. We'll survive somehow, right?
We'll survive. But,
okay,
I just want to wish them well, and that's it. No hard feelings.
That's
Being
right.
happy
Pack them a
for
sandwich,
reason.
wish them all well, and tell them goodbye. Bye-bye. Well, that was cute. Now, we got a new pizza thief?
Yeah, that would be the Hammer. The Hammer just came in, ripped the little piece.
Now, the Humper should not be eating no pizza, okay? Now, I don't blame him for this. I blame whoever was standing by and allowed this to take place.
Pepperoni and ham for him.
Oh, my God. He must be practicing for tomorrow, okay? Yeah, he must be in training for Thanksgiving Day gorging. Oh, boy. I thought I was going to talk to him on Friday morning, but I have a feeling that ain't going to happen no more. That's bad. So, in other words, he came into the studio and thieved a slice or two?
Now, don't get me wrong. I offered it to him, but,
See, that's bad.
He's changing his story.
Food pusher. Bad news. Don't you know better than to be offering pizza to a guy that's like a breath away from exploding from fat?
He walked in looking for pizza. I just showed him where the box was.
Yeah. I heard when Duff walked in, he was looking for it, too. 630 votes on the poll. Who's the ugliest QM? It's a good thing we didn't ask who's the fattest. Good God, Humper. Enough with the pizza already, will you please? Save a little for your buddy there. Put a little something special on it. Who's the ugliest QN personality? The Humper, 100. That was before the pizza even, 199. Moe Howard David at 159. Moe's starting to fall back a bit. The Beast, 73. Joe Zagacki, 73. Yours truly, only 59. I think I deserve better than that. George Rodriguez, 25. Orlando, 8. That's Orlando Alzaquiri. Mad Dog, 8. Lenny Martez, 7. Eddie K, 7. Steve Goldstein. Geldstein, 7. Troy Stratford, 2. Curtis Stevenson, 2. Kimbo Camper, 1. I think the reason those last 3 ain't changing is because nobody knows who they look like. Well, a lot of people remember Troy's performance with the Dolphins. That was pretty ugly.
Rookie of the year.
Number 23, man. He was really something. He was no Mark Higgs. He was no Delvin Williams.
No Sammy Smith.
He was no Sammy Smith. He was no, who's the other coke snorting guy they had for about a week from Denver? What was that guy? Bobby Humphreys.
Oh, God.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. Happy Thanksgiving.
And back to you.
Did you see the video of that evangelical minister getting his lights punched out?
No, I did not see that.
It was on the Today Show this morning. He was laying his hands on this guy. Yeah, and then he just got sucker punched right in the eye.
Well, what was it about?
I don't know. They didn't elaborate too much. I had to go to work, but he just was, like I said, laying his hands on him, and he got sucker punched right in the eye.
He was laying his hands. Well, that's what happens, man. Like a lot of these priests, that's what ought to start happening. All you kids out there, the priest lays his hands on you and punch him right in the puss.
Exactly. How about a request?
Okay.
Walking around in women's underwear.
Oh, we haven't played that in a long, long time, for the holidays, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Neil.
Have a great day, Pally. Walker, Texas Ranger. I bet you that's under the Xmas stuff, don't you think?
I would think.
Yes. Huh?
I would think.
Da, 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 da. And, of course, there's a lot of good stuff in there we can't play no more. But then there's always this one.
You failed.
Lacy things, the wife is missing. Didn't ask for her permission. I'm wearing her clothes, her silk pantyhose, walking around in women's underwear. In the store, there's a teddy with little straps like spaghetti. It holds me so tight, like handcuffs at night, walking around in women's underwear.
In the office, there's a guy named Melvin. He pretends that I am Murphy Brown.
He'll say, are you ready? We'll say, whoa, man. Let's wait until the wife is out of town. Later on, if we wanna, we can dress like Madonna. Put on some ice shade and join the parade. Walking around in women's underwear. Lacy things, missing, didn't ask permission. Wearing her clothes, silk pantyhose, walking around in women's underwear. Walking around in women's underwear. Walking around in women's underwear.
You failed.
26 past noon, man. You can smell it in the air. And then, of course, starting on Friday, people are going to be running. Did everybody get their Xbox, by the way?
No, I'm gonna wait a while.
I see. Well, being an old fart like I am, I went out and got X-Lax, and of course you young guys got to get the Xbox.
That's right.
That thing sold out faster than you can say Rumpelstiltskin, man. It's just like in a heartbeat.
Yes.
In fact, when I went to get my computer last night, they had a big sign in the store. It said, Xbox sold out. When in doubt, it's sold out. Don't bug us. Go away. I just tried another maneuver there on my computer for that thing. I don't think it's going to work. But this will be a project I can do for like weeks and months to come, right? Wouldn't you think that would be something that would be automatic or not?
No, those are options you have.
I see.
You might not want that option.
Well, I do want it. 26 past noon at 560 WQM. We got the Moe Meister, the original pizza thief. Don't accept any imitations. Moe Howard David did it, 2. Then we got Mad Dog from the Bank Atlanta Center, who had a big trend there. Nice going there, Mad Dog, from 4 to 6:30. At least I think he did. Did no monthlies, no nothing from Duff or Clarence? They didn't come in like a nothing, just
no,
like
they're
that?
out to lunch.
Yeah, you can say that again. Panthers preview at 6:30. The Devils and the Panthers. Stop by and say hi to Josh Cordes and tell him you hope the Marlins stay in town because you don't want him to lose that job.
That's right.
Devils at the Panthers, 7 o'clock tonight at the Mac Arena, and with some incredibly overpriced food, and then NEK after the hockey game. Yeah, the spy reports I'm getting is that as bad as the prices of food at the Mac Arena used to be, that they've like just gone through the roof.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm being told. Now, you have to pay for the food you eat in there, right?
Of course, yeah.
Or are you getting fed? Well, how come you're not getting fed in there, for Christ's sakes? You ought to go up to the QM box.
Well, what does that mean? I'm still going to have to pay for food.
Why? Why is that? When IOD had the Dolphin games, man, Phil Costin had that IOD Dolphin box, man, catered in there. We'd go in like 2 hours before the game and just pig out and just manja, man. What's wrong with this joint? You mean to say they don't cater the box?
Well, I got my little press box credential. I don't know if we have. I'm sure we do. I don't know where it is.
You better go see Ray Perry and beat him around the head and shoulders and tell him, hey, listen, you old toad, get with it, okay? Get with the program.
They'd have to fill all those
kind of big bucks that you're making, Ray. The least you can do is feed the troops in there in that box. All these poor underlings.
By the way,
who was telling me yesterday about all the big bucks that Ray Perry is making? Just a shameful amount that he's yanking out of that place. What?
You need to see that video.
Yeah.
Of the preacher getting.
Well, where is it?
Well, I don't know which server you're using it for. Are you on Yahoo, Hotmail, or what?
I can be on any one you want.
Well, I sent one to your Yahoo.
Oh, I see. You mean for my email?
Uh-huh.
I'm using them both. Oh, so in other words, I can see that during the break. So I'm spending most of my time on the computer during the break. The rest of it, we're just tefillin, because of the religious holidays, it's tefillin. 28 past noon at QAM. Hey, shopping for shoes, man, is not brain surgery. It's easy to find the best combination. Comfort, fit, value, they're all waiting for you at Brandy's Shoes in Pompano Beach. So for your favorite style and your size, of course, you'll find it at Brandy's. All the top-name brands you love, like Rockports, Florsheim, Echo, Mephisto, New Balance, SAS, and lots more. And Brandy's professional shoe fitters, like I said, will make sure you've got a customized fit or your favorite comfort shoe every time. Just ask for Arnie. He'll straighten your ass out. And at Brandy's, whatever style you pick up, because they have such a humongous selection, you can just about bet Ray Perry's life on it, that it's in your size on a shelf, ready to slap on your feet, as fat as they might be, because Brandy's even specialize in wide widths as well. If you have a wide one, take it to Brandy's. Brandy's is worth a trip from just about anywhere in South Florida. For comfort, style, fit, value, and selection, think Brandy's Shoes at 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Open daily Monday through Saturday till 9, every Sunday till 5. And this week is a great time to buy SAS, Florsheim, New Balance, and Rockports at Brandy's. Come in this week for special sensational savings, or do your shoe shopping right on their prestigious website at brandysshoes.com.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
On your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Do whatever steps you want if you have cleared them with the pontiff. Everybody say his own, Kyrie eleison, doing the Vatican right. Processional, step into that small confessional. They're the guy who's got religion. I'll tell you if your sin's original. If it is, try playing it safer. Drink the wine and chew the wafer. 2, 4, 6, 8 times to transubstantiate. Oh, so get down upon your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Make a cross on your abdomen. When in Rome, do like a Roman. Ave Maria. Gee, it's good to see you. Getting ecstatic and sort of dramatic and doing the Vatican right.
Now, can I ask you a question? When the humper was eating this pizza that you forced upon him, was he eating the crust as well or just the topping?
I don't know. He walked out.
He was eating the crust.
Well,
you're going to be responsible. You will be held responsible. You're going to burn in hell for this, mister.
Not me.
Speaking of burning in hell, and in fact, Hank is starting to pull away from Moe now in the pool since he ate that pizza. This is a beautiful thing that Miguel emailed me, and we need to get this on our website pronto, Tonto. This needs to be on immediately, if not sooner. And while you're sitting there filling your fat face with food, thanks again to Brad over there at Tony's, man. He takes great care of us.
Yeah, he's
no pain, no strain, no complications, no BS. Doesn't come in there schmoozing around, just sends over the great food. Thanks, Tony. And Brad, whatever your name is. Are we going to get this on our website? People will love this.
Send it to me, Miguel.
Yeah, send it to him. Send it over to him. Just heave it through the window. A well-known Oklahoma pastor was attacked Sunday while giving the altar call of his church. The altar call. Pastor Billy Joe Dougherty. Oh, I love that. Billy Joe Dougherty, a Victory Christian Center in Tulsa, was almost knocked out when 50-year-old Stephen Rogers walked forward and punched during the time when people were joining the church. Stephen Rogers, probably a long-lost cousin of mine. Yeah. As the music played without warning, the man punched Dougherty in the face. Before he could land a knockout blow, he was yanked away. With blood pouring down his face, Dougherty kept on preaching and forgiving. Rogers was hauled off to jail after allegedly hitting 2 more people, including a security guard. The pastor now has a black eye and stitches 3 days after the altercation that was caught on tape. No one knows why Rogers attacked Dougherty. Church representatives say Rogers was bused to the service from a local mission. After his arrest, they found out there was a warrant for his arrest for violating a protective order. In other words, he's a violent guy. And instead of, like, saving his soul and bringing him closer to the Lord, the preacher just stood there and let him get punched in the puss. That's bad.
He turned a cheek.
He turned the other cheek. Well, that's what I heard.
Rectum.
That's what Duff said. That's his favorite pastime, is turning the other
Rectum.
cheek. How are we doing on the poll? The humper's pulling away since you let that cat out of the bag about the pizza out of the box. The ugliest QAM personality. You realize if it wouldn't have been for our late start with the poll stuff today, we'd still have a shot at 1,000 again and keeping our record intact for the week. We got no shot now. No shot. Thanks, Eric, for making it a very sad... Wouldn't you think Eric would have given me the information about how to do this thing with my memory? Especially since I'm sending this stuff to him, even though Josh is the one that gets it.
With which email are you trying to do it with? Like, is it your Yahoo or Hotmail? Which one in particular?
It's not either one in particular. It's like on that website, smirkingchimp.com, just to use that one as an example. But it's true with any of them. You know what I'm saying? With any of them. It shouldn't be one or the other. It should be.
You have to be sending it from a particular email address.
No.
Yes.
Okay, Hotmail. How's that?
Okay. Well, give me a second. I'll find out.
You'll find out what?
Let me go to Hotmail and see what I can do.
Okay. See
Well,
what
you
you
want
can
it
do.
solved or no?
I want it solved. Oh, and look at this. Now he's starting to get a little surly. You see, this is the way this is. This is the way it works with this guy. Puts on his real low-key, Mr. Mellow, Mr. Suave, you know, Mr. Masculinity. And a many question. You're starting to sound a little bit like the teacher thief now.
Uh-oh.
I'm surprised that you and Josh are even coexisting at this point. Vatican, the reason I played that bit, which I'm getting sidetracked by all these other things going on. Vatican reiterates stance against homosexuals in the priesthood. How do you like that?
Oh, my God.
The Vatican is toughening its stand against gay candidates for the priesthood, specifying in a new document that even men with transitory homosexual tendencies like Miguel must overcome their urges for at least 3 years before entering the clergy. Transitory tendencies. A long-awaited instruction due to be released next week was posted yesterday on the internets by the Italian Catholic news agency Adista. A local official, a church official who has read the document, confirmed its authenticity, asked his name not be used because the piece hasn't been published by the Vatican. He'd like to stay alive. He doesn't want to turn out like the Vatican banker. Conservative Roman Catholics who have decried the gay subculture in seminaries will likely applaud the policy because it clarifies what the Vatican expects of seminarians and their administrators, and I applaud it because if there's no gay priest anymore, that means there's no Catholic Church. Critics of the policy warn that if enforced, it will likely result in seminarians lying about their orientation and will decrease their already dwindling number of priests in the USA. Estimates of the percentage of gays in the U.S. seminaries and the priesthood range from 25 to 50%. Oh, yeah, according to research done by the Reverend Donald Cousins. I wonder if he's one of them kissing cousins, author of The Changing Faith of the Priesthood. And, of course, that flies in the face of our expert from Hialeah, who's been telling us for years that...
There's no fact in the church.
Right. The document from the Vatican's Congregation for Catholic Education says the church deeply respects homosexuals a lot, especially that Swiss Guard. But it also says it cannot admit to the seminary and the sacred orders those who practice homosexuality, present deeply rooted homosexual tendencies, or support so-called gay culture. Those people find themselves, in fact, in a situation that presents a grave obstacle to a correct relationship with men and women. One cannot ignore the negative consequences that can stem from the ordination of people with deeply rooted homosexual tendencies. He didn't say how deeply, though. Remember that song we played by the Bee Gees the other day, How Deep Is Your Love?
Right.
Are you eating again?
No.
It sure sounded like you had a mouthful, man.
I'm done, man. I ate it all.
Yeah, I bet you are. So how are we coming with that Hotmail, man?
I'm looking.
Yeah, you sure are. It has nothing to do with Hotmail or Yahoo or email or Hmail, or it's got nothing to do with that. It has to do with memorizing all of these things. Don't you understand?
All of these things.
With keeping that in the memory, but you just don't get it.
I get it.
Can I continue with this fag story?
Okay.
If instead it's a case of homosexual tendencies that are merely the expression of a transitory problem, for example, as in the case of an unfinished adolescence. Oh, that must be what all those old priests, that must be what Father Gagan was, just unfinished adolescence. They must, however, have been clearly overcome for at least 3 years before ordination as a deacon. For many gay rights activists, the Vatican's distinction between deep-rooted and transitory homosexuality is without basis. For decades now, the scientific and medical community have said that sexual orientation is an immutable trait, what some of us might call a gift from God.
Oh, God!
Said Harry Knox, director of the Religion and Faith program at the Washington-based Human Rights Campaign Foundation, a fag group. This new policy causes candidates for the priesthood to be deceptive, and that should not be what the church should be about, he said. Vatican prohibitions on sexually active gays becoming priests are not new. A 1961 document said homo should be barred from the priesthood, but the issue came to the fore in 2002 at the height of the clergy's sexual abuse, and that's because they can't separate pedophiles from homos, and they don't want to either. Anybody with a brain, anybody who's honest, can look at it from the outside, knows all about what the Catholic Church really is.
That's a gay club, you moron.
There you go. End of case. Let's get Al Goldstein on the phone one of these days soon, see if he can lose the license or at least get a suit again. What do you say? Come on, Al, you can do it. 18 till 1 at 560. Miguel is pouring over his internets to try to come up with a solution for this it's not like a major problem, but it's there's a way to do it.
It's a convenience problem, yeah.
And you think that Josh there would know how to do it, so that I don't have to keep writing in these damn addresses. Of course, he's glad about that because he figures if I have to do that, I'll send him a lot less stories, so it'll take more time.
Yeah, just keep trying.
Now, guess what? See, you got it backward because it puts me in a really sour mood when I have to do all that. So I just keep banging them out and banging them out. I wouldn't be surprised for Thanksgiving Day if you got about 700 stories on there. No, just a few. Just 400 or 500. 1242 at QM, and I'm sure there'll be a big readership for that on Thanksgiving Day anyway, won't there?
I'm sure.
Hey, for years I've been telling you about Dry Concepts and that I've used them in my homes for over 20 long, amazing years in a variety of homes to clean my carpets and my upholstery, all of these things, and make everything look like brand new. And they do it. It's a miracle, the job that they do for you. They're the best carpet cleaning company in the universe. But they also can save you hundreds, even thousands of dollars by doing other things for you. Did you know that one of the best things you can do for extending the life and beauty of your oriental rug or area rug is to use a quality underlayment or padding? Proper underlayment provides critical cushioning and prevents skidding on hard floors. During the month of November, Dry Concepts has a spectacular offer on all ultimate padding for your oriental or area rugs. Either in your home or office, Dry Concepts is the only company you need when it's time to clean those carpets, upholstery, even your leather furniture. The difference is their state-of-the-art dry cleaning system not only deep cleans, but leaves your carpets dry in just 2 hours and looking just like brand spanking new. So have your home clean for the holiday season by calling Dry Concepts today. And don't forget, no scams, no rip-offs, a written guaranteed price up front before they start doing their spectacular job. In Dade, Broward, and the Palm Beaches, call Dry Concepts toll-free, 1-800-248-5071. That's 1-800-248-5071. Or on the wicked web, it's dryconcepts.com.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Good morning, Americans. It's Paul Harvey. Stand by for news. A man was scheduled to go before a firing squad for his crimes. The evening before his execution, he was asked what he wanted for his last meal. He refused the meal completely. The next morning, the man was brought before the firing squad. When asked for his last request, the man said he had none. The general in charge of his execution asked him, "Sir, you have refused your last meal and your last request. Is there anything you want before you die?" The man thought for a moment and then said, "Music has always been an important part of my life. If I could do one thing before I die, would you please allow me to sing my favorite song from beginning to end without interruption?" The general thought for a moment and then decided it was a reasonable request and ordered his men to lower their weapons and not to interrupt for the duration of the song. And the men started 10 million bottles of beer on the wall. Paul Harvey.
Good day.
Good day.
12 minutes till 1 at 560 WQM. Boy, this thing is flying along like greased lightning. Now, what's the response on my question there, Miguel?
I got nothing for you. I don't know how you used to do it.
Somebody, because I think it was Eric, somebody told me on a previous computer how to do it, and you click it in one, and it saves it. No matter what it is that you go to, it saves the the effort of having to write it in again. Everything that you email, you just
even
click on.
when I do it here with the Hotmail, it doesn't work. What I would presume would be the easiest is to click the to button.
Click the what?
Where it says to, and then little dot right there. Like if you go to compose a new message.
What are you talking about? No, don't start, okay? The audience is, they're taking their radios and heaving them in the toilet right now. Will you stop? I haven't got any idea what you're talking about.
Oh, well.
This has got nothing to do with compose. This has to do with, like, emailing a story. Don't you understand? Emailing a story.
Right.
And
when you email
it
to somebody, you click on that to button, and it takes you to your list of contacts.
Yeah, okay. Whatever you say. Tampa teacher avoids prison and plea deal for having sex with a 14-year-old boy. A female teacher pleaded guilty yesterday to having sex with a 14-year-old student avoiding prison as part of a plea agreement. Deborah LaFave, 25, who looks pretty decent, as a matter of fact, at least in this picture, whose sensational case made tabloid headlines, will serve 3 years of house arrest and 7 years probation. She pleaded guilty to 2 counts of lewd and lascivious battery. I didn't know she used batteries. Maybe she knows Sally. Maybe she knows Josh.
With the nitro.
Everything from his razor to his hemorrhoid...
Speaking of which...
Everything he uses has got to be vibrating.
He looks like he feels much better now.
The former Greco middle school reading teacher apologized during the hearing, saying, "I accept full responsibility for my actions." And she also said, "Oh, God, that was good." Now, she didn't say that. I bet she did. I bet the kid said that, too.
I'm sure he did, yeah.
The boy told investigators the two had sex in a classroom at the Greco school located in Temple Terrace near Tampa, a real bunch of yahoos not too far from Brandon. In her Riverview townhouse, and once in a vehicle with his 15-year-old cousin while the cousin drove them around Marion County. I bet you the cousin was getting some peeks in that rearview mirror.
You bet he was.
Giving new meaning to the word rear view.
Bastard turned him in, too.
Did he?
Yeah, it was his fault.
Get out of here.
Yeah, because the cousin talked.
The boy told him that's probably because he wasn't getting any. Probably ugly as hell. The boy told investigators LaFave told him her marriage was in trouble. She was aroused by the fact that having sex with him wasn't allowed. It was that forbidden fruit. He said he and LaFave, a newlywed at the time, got to know each other on their way back from a class trip to SeaWorld in Orlando, May 2004. They got to know each other. If convicted at the trial, she could have faced up to 15 years in prison on each count. The plea agreement was also designed to resolve similar charges pending in Marion County. Hillsborough Circuit Judge Wayne Timmerman said LaFave will also forever lose her teaching certificate, must register with the state as a sexual predator. She could play hockey in Nashville, this bitch. May not have any contact with children, including the victim, and will not be allowed to profit from the sale of her story or personal appearances. Prosecutor Michael Sinecor said the young victim's family wanted to get the case over with because of the intense public and media scrutiny. We're happy that the victim's family can put this case behind them, he said. The whole process has been very difficult, and we hope they can now resume their lives. After Tuesday's hearing, her attorney, John Fitzgibbon, said the plea was a fair resolution of the case. Asked how she felt afterward, LaFave said, tired. She's tired. That kid wore her out. That's where it goes. 5670560, pound 5. At least that kid's got something to be thankful for Thanksgiving anyway now, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, better than going to Kathy Willett's house. I hope Hank isn't eating any more of that pizza. Please tell me you're not.
There was only one left.
There was only one slice left. Well, he was doing you a favor, okay? Better than to throw it out. People are starving, man.
It never happened.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, I used a pink razor with the vibrating.
Okay, good. I'm real happy for you. He probably took that so that nobody else would, somebody else we know wouldn't get to it. Although I really doubt that he's going to be doing that no mo. Never know, but I just have a feeling that we've cured him of that because of all the notoriety he got from being the number one pizza thief in the station anyway. 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello. Who's that last guy, Pinky Lee? WQAM, hello.
I miss George.
Okay, good. We're happy for you, Ron. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy holidays.
Back to you. Oh, don't say that generic happy holidays, man. They Goyim get real upset when you say that.
Expensive.
Merry Christmas and Happy Jesus and et cetera.
Happy Festivus.
Right.
Hey, I love your show and George is the best and stuff. I have a question though. What do you think? How stupid does George Bush have to get as far as walking into locked doors before everybody realizes he's just an idiot?
Well, there's only about, I would say, 30% who aren't onto him already, so they pretty much know.
Can he do anything worse than walking into the locked door?
Yeah, killing 2,100 Americans based on lies, I think is a lot worse than walking into a locked door. In fact, if he was just a buffoon, there's such a thing as a lovable buffoon, and if that was all he did, people say, boy, like Gerald Ford, who used to flop down the stairs and couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time because he was an idiot, played too much football without a helmet at Michigan, stuff like that. But this guy is dumb and dangerous. He's the old double D, not just the buffoon part. How'd you like the look on his face? When he was trying to open those doors, and he kind of like stood there with the Alfred E. Newman look, and I thought to myself, you don't have to act. I mean, that's him. He's a moron. And there's nothing wrong with being a moron. There's a lot of morons. There's millions of morons running around on the loose, but the problem is he's got power. He's dangerous. He's got his finger on it. And the button, too. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it. WQAM, hello.
Is this Neil Rogers show?
WIOD, did you start to say?
Yes, I did.
That was bad, man. I cannot believe you said that.
Listen, tell him to look when you go, click under favorites, and it automatically saves it. He was looking under his things in order to save that email address that he receives or sends.
Yeah, well, what do you click under favorites?
You go to favorites, and then there it automatically saves it. Somehow or another, I'm not a whiz, but I know that's one thing I know how to do.
Okay, I'll tell him.
To go to the favorites thing.
And don't ever call us WIOD again. We'll come to your house and beat you up.
That's how long I've been listening.
Okay, thanks, Pally. See ya. I'm on favorites. Wouldn't you think Eric would have straightened this out as a way of making amends for not getting that poll working until 9 o'clock this morning? Add to favorites. That's not it, right? No. Organize favorites. Links. Customized links. Free Hotmail. Windows Marketplace. That's not it. MSN.com. No. Radio Station Guide. That's not it. So I clicked under favorites. And, add to favorites. We'll add this page. Cancel. No, I don't want that. That's not... Well, what does this have to do with it? Do you think he's full of crap?
I thought that was a she.
It was not a she. That was a punk.
That was definitely a woman.
Yeah,
I know.
That was a female.
Whatever it was, what difference does it make? Does it make a difference?
To her, yes.
No, it does not. Believe me, not at this stage. Organize favorites, that's not it. Is it? To create a new folder, yada, yada, yada. Oh, this is crap, okay? That's not it. Radio Station Guide, and it definitely does not say on this list WIOD.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
This is Scott Burrell. And when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool, I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hour. I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hour.
Tell me something we don't already know, Mr. President.
Our country is at war.
And our government has the obligation to protect the American people.
Tell me something we don't already know, Mr. President.
And we are aggressively doing that. We are finding terrorists and bringing them to justice. We are gathering information about where the terrorists may be hiding. We are trying to disrupt their plots and plans. Anything we do to that effort, any activity we conduct, is within the law. We do not torture.
And I wonder how much you tell the truth sometimes.
There's an enemy that lurks and plots and plans and wants to hurt America again. And so you bet we'll aggressively pursue them.
Tell me something we don't already know, Mr. President.
But we will do so under the law. And that's why you're seeing members of my administration go and brief the Congress. We do not torture.
And I wonder how much you tell the truth sometimes.
We do not torture.
Mr. Bush, tell the truth.
Okay, it's a minute after 1 at 560 WQM. Happy Wednesday to you. 691 votes on the poll. I had a couple of emails there during the last break, and I thought, I bet you one is from Eric, and he's reminding me how you do that thing, to save those addresses, you know?
Yeah.
They weren't.
Well, I talked to him in the chat, and he said...
You talked to Eric?
Yes.
Did he apologize for, screwing up that thing this morning?
I talked to him this morning for that. But,
that's okay. Don't be knocking Eric, man. He's probably finished doing his Jerry Butler on that turkey for Thanksgiving.
I'm not,
Go
but
ahead.
besides the point, he'd be more than happy to help you. Just call him after the show.
No, I got the maid coming today after the show. I got to get the hell out of here, man. It's Wednesday. I'm going to go to lunch as opposed to... See, I have to retrain my whole schedule now. No, I'm just going to go rushing out of here to Woodbine. No, Mo. No chance. I'm
Okay,
going to lunch.
give him a call. He'll be happy to help you.
Will he?
Yes.
In other words, it's too complicated for him just to tell you, well, flip this and flip that and stick this and too complicated? I guess.
Just
I can't believe that you don't know how to do that. In other words, every time you send something, you got to rewrite the address on it?
Well, no, the thing is you're using Alexa to do this, right?
No, I'm not using Alexa. Oh, geez, you are, man, between you guys. I thought that I was an old turd. Alexa, you don't have to do that. Alexa, now, it does work the same thing on Alexa, by the way. That's the same principle.
Right.
But on Smirking Chimp, you don't use Alexa. It's got its own crap for emailing. You follow what I'm saying?
Well, let me go to
But
that
Alexa,
website
it's the same principle, though, with Alexa. You click on there, and it gives you a little menu of whoever addresses you've stuck in there, and you click whichever one you want, and bada bing, instead of retyping it over again. What difference does it make whether I'm using Alexa or the other thing? Why, if you don't know how to do it? Oh, God, please. No wonder Hank doesn't want to be bothered with computers. He'd rather be involved with pizza than with computers, and I can't say I blame him. But I'm starting to see a pattern that reminds me of my old dead friend Fat Rich, you know, the denial factor. Not that I'm anyone to talk, eating all that ice cream. I did have a pint of Haagen-Dazs banana nut yesterday. It was magnificent. But it's always good to have some cinnamon around, you know. I got to get me a new jar of cinnamon.
I thought you were off that.
Off what? No, not to keep your blood sugar lower, but because it tastes so good, the combination with the cinnamon and the banana, and that caramel in the bottom of the thing. Ooh. But anyway, I'm seeing the same pattern there in denial, you know, with the diabetes thing. And Hank is eating pizza there. Don't be eating no pizza. That crust, of all the things that you can eat, that probably sends your blood sugar skyrocketing faster than anything else you can think of.
Yeah, but it's real good.
No, and it's okay. Is it worth dying for? Ice cream, maybe. Pizza, no. I like pizza a lot. I love pizza. But is pizza worth dying for?
But ice cream is?
Yes. Oh, yeah. In fact, I'm dying for some right now. Now, this is an ice cream-free day, especially with Thanksgiving tomorrow. God only knows. And I don't think they're going to be serving no Thanksgiving dinners tomorrow. It's not a holiday here tomorrow. We already had our Thanksgiving, eh? 5670560. You think somebody out in this audience who's a computer wizard, that guy with a favorite, or that woman, whatever that thing was. What was it?
Well, what she's saying is right.
What?
Favorites? I don't know what you're doing at the Smirking Chimp. How do you even send an email from there?
At the bottom of each story, okay? Have you ever seen the website? It's one of our very favorites. We use many of their stories every day, Mr. Hotshot. At the bottom of the story, there are two little icons, one to print and one to email the story, okay?
Well, let me go to another story.
I beg your pardon? No, you don't have to go to any other story. All of the stories, every story on smirkingchimp.com. At the very bottom, in the bottom right-hand corner, there's two little icons, okay? One is Carl icon, and the other one is a big finger staring you in the face. There's a little print symbol there to print it out, and then there's a little, a letter thing to email it. And you click on the little square page thing there, and the email form comes up, and it says, send it to this, your name, your email address, who you send it to, what his email and shoe size is, how big it is, etc. You got it?
Well, maybe
you see
have
that?
to log in or something.
What?
Do you log in or something? Because I don't see that.
Josh, is he saying something, or am I just imagining it?
He can't see it either.
You're
just imagining.
Yeah. You can't see what?
The email or print.
Now you're starting to give me very... let me say it again. I saw Gaslight. It was a very entertaining movie, but I'm not that senile yet. Every single story on the smirkling chimp, okay, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see those icons. You don't see the icons? You don't see the little...
I don't see it. Let's wait for Josh.
You don't see them either?
He's looking. Yeah, I see it. Okay. It's
Yeah.
not on this one.
And by the way, how are we doing with that?
Click on email.
How are
What
we
do you
doing with the picture of that preacher on our website? Is that on there yet?
Yeah, it's on there.
Excellent. I see Josh is on top of it, unlike Miguel, who's like pretending to be a computer expert, but just pop, 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 pop. You can't see it? Show it to him, Josh. Oh my God. There it is. Oklahoma preacher gets punched during a sermon. Now, when they go to that, aren't they going to have to go back to the link to the original to see the video? Or not?
Wait, hold on. We're not listening to you right now.
They're going to have to go back to the link to the article so you can see the video of the preacher actually getting punched out. I'm trying to be helpful to the audience while these guys are like still smirkling with their chimp. Whatever you say. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Yeah, tell Neil. Neil's asking about on the computer there. When he presses that icon and to send the mail, all he's got to do is go to the address book, and that will bring up all his addresses and all that he needs.
No, but you don't have to do that.
Well, he's going to have to do that to go where he wants to go with that program.
No chance.
No? Okay,
No.
well, how come he can't figure it out then?
Because he's dumb. Thanks, Pally. No, that's you don't have to do that. Once you type it in the first time, it stays there. Once you enable whatever that thingus is, the thingus and the dingus. If I have to go to the address book every time, my God, it's faster. It's like greased lightning, man. In fact, once I enable it, I'm going to send Josh 4,000 stories for tomorrow just because I'm so frustrated about this. I hate computers. Whoever invented these should only croak. God. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, did you hear that Rick Moranis died?
Who?
Rick Moranis,
Get out of here.
the comedian.
Rick Moranis?
Yeah.
Died from what?
Supposedly he had heart failure, something with his heart.
Rick Moranis. Do a Google on that. I don't believe this guy. Rick Moranis died?
We're on it.
That's what Duff said he wants. 5670560 for the holidays, he said. He wants that for his Christmas present. More gifts. WQAM, hello. Boy, these are the slowest group today, man. They must already be stuffing their face.
Everybody's
QAM,
on their
hello.
computer trying to figure this out.
Yeah, QAM.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I thought you said you wouldn't do anything to help 790, but if you keep talking about your computer, you're really helping them out.
Yeah, okay. Glad you're still with us, though. Thanks. WQAM, hello.
Yeah.
See, I hate to break the news to that, punk. 790 is not my competition. That's the sports nerds, okay?
Hey,
yes,
by the
sir.
way.
Yeah.
It worked when I did it.
Did what?
I just sent you a link, and when I pressed N again, it popped up.
Yeah, because that's already enabled in there in that computer, see? Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry. Miguel's hocking and trying to...
Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure. You were trying to say that when you go to a website, you have to keep typing it over again, or was it the address book? The website? It's a new computer. It's a new computer. So you go through all those websites for the first time, you're going to have to type them all in. Once you type them in the first time, all you have to do is go to that little arrow on the bottom, on the right-hand side of the address bar, click there, scroll up and down, and you're going to be able to get to it without a problem.
Okay, thanks. No, that's not it. I don't want to talk about this anymore, okay? That's
All
not
right,
the answer.
Eric sent you an email, he said.
Oh, thank God. Thank you, Eric. Eric solved the problem. We don't want to talk about this anymore. The guy is right. We're chasing everybody away. Computer talk is terminal, man. I thought it was going to be like a 3-second thing, and of course Miguel faxes me this thing here, which is just totally wrong.
Well,
totally
that
off
was very
base.
totally wrong, yeah.
What?
Well, that was completely totally wrong.
What?
What I sent you.
Did you finally? What do you mean by that? What did you finally find the icon there in the bottom of your smirkling chimp or not?
Yes.
Well, stop talking about it. The audience is going into a coma. They're having a fit. They're taking their Arbitron diaries and they're burning them and heaving them out the window. They're flushing them down the toilet. They're calling up Joel Feinberg and threatening to listen to his station. By the way, thanks for calling, Joel. That was him before. QAM, hello. Okay. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay, sir.
I wanted to tell you this story. I was in Sunrise the other day. I'm at the Publix.
Yeah.
Publix of Flamingo and Sunrise Boulevard.
That's my Publix, right?
I'm trying to find a parking space. This lady's pulling out in front of me, and I'm waiting basically at the curb where the main street is. Well, I pull out back into the main street, and this lady's zooming at me, blows her horn, and is looking at me like I'm crazy. Now, is the speed limit in the parking lot not around between 5 and 10 miles an hour?
Right.
So I roll down the window, I look at her, I go, slow down, you fat pig. I find a space, I run inside, I get my things, and as I'm paying, the lady walks up to me, she goes, do you think that was necessary? She walked up to me, she goes, do you think that was necessary? Do you like to degrade women? I was like, lady, listen, I'm a father of 3 daughters. I don't degrade women. I degrade fat pigs. Get out of my face.
Yeah, you miserable bitch, you, right.
She would not leave, and she wanted to insist, and I'm like, hey, are you serious? Is this
She insisted on what? That you were going to apologize? Is that it?
I don't know what she was expecting. I'm like, please, just get out of my... I'm yelling inside the Publix. Get out of my face. It's just the world, what the world's come to, man.
There you go. Okay, well,
at least we have you.
You bitch, you slut, you whore.
5670560. Maybe she's listening right now. Let me say it again.
You bitch, you slut, you whore.
Nasty old bitch, okay? Just cut the crap and stop being antisocial. That's another reason not to be in Florida. Too much antisocial behavior. Outrageous, grotesque, hostile. You know what I'm saying? Hostile like that. That's exactly right. Well, he sure found the right place. I'll say that. You know the old saying about water seeks its own level? He sure found it. And don't forget, he will be here at 2, whatever his name is. 700, look at that, we got 7-Eleven. That's not bad, huh? 7-Eleven? Like in Copenhagen, on every street corner, there's a 7-Eleven.
With pizza.
So during the break, I'm going to, read over the Eric email, and I'm going to fix that thing, and then we're going to, zip through the rest of this. How did we get sidetracked with this crap, Miguel?
This is Neil Rogers.
Must have been Josh's fault.
This is 560
George's fault.
QAM.
Greg.
Absolutely.
Yes.
She knows all I am is hungry for every girl in this world that ever has winked at me. Sure I lie, I betray. So this breakup I feel is the best thing for me. Those strippers are fine. I feel 1,000 sensations when they seduce me. Oh, Jessica, I do.
Rectum.
Cheat on you. I'll spend the rest of my life finding another hot wife. I do. Cheat on you. Cheating's hard to control. I guess I'm just an a-hole.
Yes.
I've waited to say this to you. If you think this breakup's leaving me crushed, guess again.
You fairy. I'll tell you one thing. Thanks, Jessica, for giving me the cure, by the way. And thanks to Eric, man. You are the best. I'll tell you in a second what the deal was. It's fixed. It's working out. Isn't this business, all these experts out there? Well, go to the address book, and you have to type it on. By the time you got through that, you could already type the damn thing in again. You know, what's the point of doing that?
Well, that's why you went to the real expert.
To the real expert, Eric. That's right, Fat Eric. Thank you so much. Anyway, Jessica Simpson cured me of him, I'll tell you that. I was obsessed with Nick Lachey. I know he's got a big honker there, but nonetheless.
Did you watch the Newlyweds, did you?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Why do you ask that?
Well, you said you were obsessed. I figured that...
I'm talking about when he was with 98 Degrees.
Oh.
I'm not talking about when he was with Jessica.
So what
but
happened?
This whole phony act that they got now. Oh, and are they splitting up? Are they? Who cares? Okay. He's turned into a real slime ball, and she's beyond 8 yards beyond bubblehead, and who cares? She looks pretty good though, but nevertheless, she's all right. What do you give her on a scale of 10? About 8.5?
I'll give her a 9 myself.
Yeah, well, I said 8.5. Is that far off? Like, you can. How far is that 8.5 to 9, huh? Like a half a point apart.
All right.
Okay, and what does Miguel say?
8.5 is good, I said.
8.5, I think it's fine. She's,
I agree.
It's not 9, but she's all right. But she's an idiot, and I'm just tired of both of them. Anyway, in Internet Explorer, go to Tools/Internet Options, pick the Content tab, click on the Autocomplete button, then make sure that web addresses, forms, and usernames and passwords on forms are all checked. And that's it. I did that, and it works now. And thanks to Eric. Eric is a god, a fat god, but nevertheless.
All right.
See? That's all. I wanted to get that accomplished. Now, instead of having to sit here and make calls back and forth and hear Eric go, whoa, like that,
Turn the page.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's forget this computer talk. Now that I got my computer all set up, let's stop at a computer talk. Because pretty soon they'll be turning over to, Sidney Rosensteinberg Krantz, whatever his name is. What's his name? Sage Rosenkrantz?
That's it.
Oil for Bronx poor is a foreign gift. This is from the New York Daily News. I feel so excited now that I got that done. Now I can send Josh, a bunch of stories. No, look, you understand the difference between having to keep writing the same stuff out again.
Sure, I do. I just,
Well, you just do it with a click of a button.
Well, no, me and Miguel were talking over the break. Everybody does things differently. That's all.
Yeah, I know that.
Their preference.
Yeah, just ask Duff. Santa Claus make way for Santa Chavez. Poor residents and nonprofit groups in the South Bronx are about to receive a huge Christmas gift from Venezuela's firebrand President Hugo Chavez, 8 million gallons of heating oil at bargain basement prices. 2 months ago, in an interview with the Daily News during his visit to the UN, Chavez first made the startling offer of cheap fuel for this winter from his oil-rich country to a handful of poor communities in the USA. At the time, critics of the radical populist Chavez, the Bush administration's biggest nemesis in South America, scoffed at his proposal. But the Venezuelan leader is about to deliver. How do you like that? The first shipments of low-cost fuel from Citgo will begin arriving in my district by late next week. U.S. Representative Jose Serrano, Democrat of South Bronx, said yesterday. Citgo, the Houston-based subsidiary of Venezuela's national oil company, owns 14,000 gas stations and 8 refineries in the U.S. Because of that, Chavez is a ready-made distribution system and doesn't need any special approvals from the White House for his project. Our constituents are facing some of the highest energy bills in recent history, even as oil companies are reporting the largest profits in recent memory, Serrano said. I'm very pleased to have helped broker this historic agreement. The Bronx congressman's been working feverishly for weeks to connect local nonprofit groups with Citgo and Venezuelan government officials. The South Bronx plan is similar to one announced yesterday in Boston for Citgo to supply 12 million gallons of discounted heating oil to 45,000 low-income families and nonprofits in Massachusetts. Out of the Chavez plan, Citgo will sell oil for way below, not just below, but way below the market price, about $1.35 a gallon instead of the current average of $2.25. The average Massachusetts homeowner would save about $180 for each 200-gallon shipment, enough to last about 3 weeks. And it goes on and on. How do you like that? We got to turn to Hugo Chavez because, Mr. President, we can no longer thank you for those bargain basement gas prices. We can no longer thank you so very, very much. You quisling, you idiot, you
fairy.
Yeah. And by the way, have some idiot open the door for you next time. God. And what the hell was that room he was in? Wasn't that kind of bizarre? Like a room like a little child would be in with the red walls and the yellow polka dots. Very strange, very surreal, like him. 738 votes, what a shame. We could have had our 1,000 today falling off log, because you add 200 to that. Know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Well, listen, nobody's perfect. Tomorrow, Thanksgiving Day, we'll be lucky to have 200 votes on the poll. Who is the ugliest QAM personality? Hank Goldberg, 235. He's pulled away to a 50-vote lead since he had those 10 slices of pizza. Moe Howard David, 185. Now, are we talking about on the outside or on the inside? You see the difference?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if you missed Josh's story about his contretemps with Moe yesterday, you missed a lot. How long did that confab go on?
I'd say it was a nice 5 minutes.
Well, I thought he was on the air then, or was that during that press conference?
It was during a break.
Oh. They got spots in that show?
Apparently.
I'll bet you I know that, what's his name? What's the new guy's name that they were talking about this morning? That Troy, it wasn't Troy telling us about it. The guy from New York that's going to kick my ass. He was
what's his name? I don't know.
Reed? Rex Reed? Greg Reed? Moe Howard David at 185. He's 50 behind a humper. Joe Zagacki, 86. A distant turd. The Beast, 81. Neil Rogers, 70. Man, they don't come much uglier than me.
Oh, Brett. Brett's his name.
Oh, yeah, Brett, like a girl's name, like Brett Summers. And Brett Favre, who plays like a girl now. George Rodriguez, 28. Orlando Alzaquiri, 10. Jim Mandich, 10. Geldy Geldstein, 10. Will be on with the Panther game tonight with silly-ass Red Deer Randy. Eddie K's got 8. Nobody has ever seen Eddie K outside of the building, except at the track. Lenny Martez, 7. Curtis Stevenson, 5. How come Curtis moved up? What's Curtis is like? Yeah, he's ugly. Troy Stratford, 2, and Kim Bocamper still has only 1. Oh, they're terrified. They know damn well if they vote for him, he's going to trace the vote and come to your house and just beat the snot out of you. Just going to pick up that damn cow in front of University Dodge and heave it through your front window. 567. Let's get a lot of these good. We've had some of the best calls we've ever had on this show today. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, By the way.
Yes?
Rick Moranis is not dead.
That's why I had you look it up. I didn't believe it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Saw that coming a million miles away. Oh, I hear Milton Berle died, too. WQAM, hello.
I went Walmart.
Okay, good. Maybe you can get together with Robert Grieper. Boy, that would be a good match, you know what?
No, Chris Whitley did die.
Who?
Chris Whitley.
Who's that?
I don't know. It said it on
I saw that. There was somebody nobody ever heard of before. Yeah. I'm not going to put obituaries on here about people that nobody ever heard of. We put important people on here like Link Ray, the missing link. WQAM, hello.
Neil, I just
yes,
want to tell you, I listen to you all the time. I love you. You're like too much. But I love George. I know, but I love George more. Are you ready for this? His voice makes me hot.
Really?
Really.
How sad. I'll send you my razor, okay? It vibrates, okay. 5670560. That was really sad. And well, we got a lady on there. You know, I'm always bellyaching about we got no ladies listening, no lady callers. But then when they do call, it makes me feel so much better about life. 56. Well, you know, George's voice makes her hot. George's voice, quite frankly, is is what it is. In fact, George's voice is just like George. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
George has kind of like a nondescript look about him. He has kind of a nondescript voice. That's not a knock. I think he would agree with that. He has a nondescript voice.
Well, he'll tell you he's a little guy, kind of funny looking.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, and there's that, the Sky Miles. What's this, Chad Everett, Betsy Everett?
It's fun if you're all packed in.
Oh, that's at that big aquarium in Atlanta. Yeah, go up to Atlanta and watch all the fish swim around.
This is Neil Rogers.
If you don't like fish, don't go to Atlanta.
This is 560 QAM.
You fairy.
Listen to the sound of John John's falling plane, auguring into the sea. You think a multi-millionaire like JFK could afford a better plane. If JFK had more time flying, he would have known a Piper Cub's a cheap and crappy plane that blows. A gun aimed at my head's about the only way I would go. Now Ted's the only one that's left alive today from what they call the Kennedy curse. If Dorothy Kilgallen was alive, she'd say, cheer up, it's only gonna get worse. Listen to the sound of John John calling name. Sputter, splatter, sputter, splatter. Oh, hey, hey, listen to the sound of John John calling name. Sputter, splatter, sputter, splatter.
So not only do we need to apologize today, not we, not us, I need to apologize to bubble-headed little Soledad O'Brien who said Jose Padilla, because he changed the way his name is now. Jose Padilla from the Not-So-Freedom Flotilla. And also I got to apologize because yesterday, well, the one caller that was about November 22nd, you know, he didn't make himself very clear. If he would have just said today's the anniversary of the assassination of John Kennedy, I would have said, oh, yeah, that's right. 1963, 37-5 is 42 years ago. Right?
Right.
But he was like, bada-beep, bada-boo, you know, I just didn't know what he's talking about. So that's the reason I played that, because John was such a bitter disappointment to the rest of us, because he just, much ado about nothing, and I still think he was own ass as his kid. He had no Kennedy in him. A lot of ugly rumors about him, too, John. Yeah, but let it lie there in the sea, you know, with him. A lot of ugly rumors. A lot of womanizing, a lot of drugs. Just rumors, though, of course. Just like all those nasty rumors about Tom Cruise.
You fairy.
What?
Come out of the closet.
You don't believe those rumors, do you? Come on.
Of course I
Just
do.
because somebody says
you fairy.
That doesn't make it so, although in his case, of course. I am going to go out and get I already have the South Park movie. I'm just going to watch it again all day. I'm starting to really get into them big time. In fact, what a shame. You know what we can't play? Because that woman that called about George, we got that George makes me moist, but I certainly can't play that. You know that bit?
Yeah.
Well, we sure can't play that.
No.
And the South Park stuff, oh, man.
Let me taste the tears, Scott.
Yeah.
I am above the law.
And, well, let's see. Has this got a good bleep in it?
Oh, Jesus, are you f***ing kidding me?
Yeah, that's got a real good bleep.
That's a good
thank God. Yeah, God, just...
Oh, Jesus, are you f***ing kidding me?
Yeah, that's got a beautiful bleep in it. And that one, I don't think it's got a good... Oh, and that one we can't play.
Drugs are good, okay?
Yeah. And that one can't... how about this?
She's an evil bitch.
That's the one about Joyce.
Yeah.
We asked them a special to do one about Joyce. That's... Oh, and then we always got this one.
French people piss me off.
Yeah, mention that at the hockey game tonight, okay? Over and over again.
French people piss me
Just keep
off.
shouting that at Marty Brodeur. Friend, yeah. And then, of course, there's our favorite.
You go to hell and you die.
Right. Okay, that's enough. I miss being able to play that, Have Yourself a Merry Effing Christmas. This is the second year we can't play that, right? Was it a year ago, February? Yeah, it was a year ago.
Yeah.
Well, time flies when you're getting repressed. Year ago, February, we had the Janet Jackson booby trap flap and the Justin Tinkerbell, and that was the excuse to all of a sudden start taking away everybody's freedom of speech. And the public said, oh, bada-beep, bada-boop, like that. Seldom in history have had so many people had so many rights taken away. And by the way, Roe v. Wade will be going bye-bye next year. You'll see that once they get that Nazi in there. And it's like, bada-beep, bada-beep, just floating through. Where's my Xbox? Where's my Xbox? Did you see the way those people were lined up like 3 o'clock in the morning?
Did I see it? How could you miss it? There were people, as soon as they unloaded the trucks, they were
we're waiting for the trucks to arrive.
Yeah.
So they could, I got mine. They showed people on the news here last night. I got mine. Well, good. Here's mine, too. Flipped him 2 birds. In fact, I wish my finger had bird flu just so I could give it to him. Xbox my ass. The leader of the largest branch of American Judaism blasted conservative religious activists in the speech over the weekend, calling them zealots who claim a monopoly on God while promoting anti-gay policies akin to Adolf Hitler's. And he happens to be...
Absolutely correct, sir.
Rabbi Eric Yaffe, president of the Liberal Union for Reform Judaism, said religious far-right leaders believe unless you attend my church, accept my God, and study my sacred text, you can't be a moral person. What could be more bigoted than to claim that you have a monopoly on God, he said during the movement's National Assembly in Houston. Wow. The audience of 5,000 responded to the speech with enthusiastic applause. You go, Rebbe. Yaffe did not mention evangelical Christians directly, using the term religious right instead. In a separate interview, he said the phrase encompassed conservative activists of all faiths, including those within the Jewish community, the Farbisten Orthodox Jews he's talking about as well. He used especially strong language to condemn conservative attitude toward homosexuals. He said he understood that traditionalists have concluded gay marriage violates Scripture, but said that didn't justify denying legal protection to same-sex partners and their children. We can't forget that when Hitler came to power in 1933, one of the first things that he did was to ban gay organizations, Yaffe said. Yes, we can disagree about gay marriage, but there's no excuse for hateful rhetoric that fuels the hellfires of anti-gay bigotry. The Union for Reform Judaism represents about 900 synagogues in North America, an estimated membership of 1.5 million people. Of the 3 major streams of U.S. Judaism, Orthodox and Conservative the others, it's the only one that sanctions gay ordination and supports civil marriage for same-gender couples. Yaffe said liberals and conservatives share some concerns, such as the potential damage to children from violent or highly sexual TV shows and other popular media, but he said overall conservatives too narrowly define family values, making a frozen embryo in a fertility clinic more important than a child, and ignoring poverty and other social ills. And once again, he happened to be...
Absolutely correct, sir.
One attendee, Junie Weinman of Troy, New York, said she thought Yaffe was right on target, and probably shopping at Target, just to piss off certain people. He reminded us of where we have things in common and where we're different, she said. Yaffe also urged lawmakers to model themselves on presidential candidate John F. Kennedy, who famously told a Houston clergy group in 1960 that a president should not make policy based on his religion. On other topics, Yaffe asked Reform synagogues to do more to hold on to members who often leave after their children go to college. He also said the Reform movement, which is among the most accepting of non-Jewish spouses, shiksa, should make greater effort to invite spouses to convert. Oh, well, see, there we go again. Make them an offer they can't refuse. Threaten to take away their homintosh next Purim. Even Miguel likes a good homintosh. You never had one?
Nope.
Josh, I bet you never had one.
No.
Hey, listen, don't say it that way unless you know you're missing something really good. I'm not talking about those hard little triangle ones. I'm talking about the really nice soft ones with the poppy seeds inside. Oh, man.
Yeah, that good?
They are really good. When I think it's in February. When next Purim comes, I'll make damn sure that George gets it all taken care of.
Okay.
Too many years have gone by. We've been shined with the homintosh on Purim time. I would say next to Hank stealing the pizza, that's the most disgusting thing. I can't believe you let him eat pizza.
Come on.
You're a murderer, man. No, you're a killer. You shouldn't be doing that.
I'm a killer?
I see him on TV there on ABC and ESPN. I always am happy to see my good friend the Humper. And I see him and I'm thinking to myself, any second now he's going to bust right out of that jacket, man. He's bigger than life itself. He's a monster in the sports industry. And you got to, stop it. You don't think that Israeli guy Shai is going to stop in the morning, do you? He's probably bringing them cheese blintzes with sour cream and raspberry and all kinds of crap on it.
Oh, they get their Howies every morning, yeah.
Yeah, I always hear Hank say, "Oh, thanks Howie's for the coffee." You know, I got a feeling he's doing more than drinking the coffee from Howie's. I wanted some spy reports here, okay? I don't want to start nudging him like it's necessary.
All right, I can take care of
it.
that.
If I would have nudged Fat Rich a little more, maybe he'd still be alive, but I doubt it. But I tried. At the track, I'd say, don't bring whatever you do, don't bring the rolls to the table. Do not bring them, okay? And then after a while, they'd continue bringing them. So before he'd get there, because I always got there first, I would take the rolls and I'd push him off to the side. Well, needless to say, he had the nose for the rolls. And now, he's in a box. See what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
65 is not old. I mean, compared to me, it's old. But nevertheless, when he told me he was using a Gillette Track 2, I just about lost it. It made me feel so young. In fact, that's going to be... I may sing that to Hank on Friday. You make me feel so young. Wouldn't that be great? Get a 90 share easy. Better than talking about computer crap. 20 till 2. Speaking about young, oh, my God, just a young pup coming up at 2.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
A cheese.
Tonight on Celebrity Poker, Ted Levine.
It puts the chips in the pot.
Al Franken. Al Pacino.
You fairy.
Jack Klugman. And Camilla Parker Bowles.
All right, mates, let's play poker.
What are you betting, Alan?
$6,000.
I call you Alan because I am Al Franken.
I don't care who you are, you fairy.
Now, how much?
$6,000.
That's an awful lot of money.
What are you going to do about it, you fairy?
What do you got, Jack?
You just cost me $6,000 and one calorie. What are you going to do about it?
All the suspense and excitement you can expect from low-budget, dumbed-down television. Like this viewer here.
That was funny. Oh, God, I want to die.
Become fleshy jello in a chair with Celebrity Poker on ESPU.
146. I am going to puke my guts out in a second when I read this story that I just off the press.
Go for it.
I'm printing it out right now, but before that, here it is. It's coming off this temporary printer. I could also tell you the printer story, but that would also put you into a coma. About my brother that I just brought, that new brother 4800 that I love, that all-in-one.
Oh, I love the all-in-one. I have one.
And I had the old installation disc, and I wasn't going to work with this with Windows XP, and I thought, oh, gee. But then luckily I found there was another disc, a newer disc. At any rate, wait till you hear this. You will absolutely plots right over on the counter. More Florida voters rate Jeb Bush as a good governor rather than great, so-so, or bad, and slightly more than half approve of the job he's doing. What did I tell you? I always tell you that, you fat-ass governor. No matter what he does, no matter how he tries to subvert the will of the public, no matter what kind of shady deals he pulls, no matter how much he lies, no matter what kind of a dysfunctional, phony family he's got that he won't talk about while he opens up a mouth about everybody else.
He's made a Teflon.
40% of pollsters from Quinnipiac University of Hamden, Connecticut, said that Bush's performance has been good during his 7 years, compared to 15% who said he was great. 52% positive rating for your fat-ass governor. That compares to 31% who said he was so-so, while only 15% said he was bad. And Neil Rogers, it says here, said he was a fat-ass. Those responses were similar to results from a separate questionnaire that gave Bush a 53 to 37% approval rating, although a distinct minority of voters throughout Florida thought Florida's education, economy, and tax situations have improved during his only a very small, like 5 people. They also showed last week, the poll released, that 58% of Florida voters said that they probably or definitely would not vote for Bush if he ran for president in 2008. 58% said, 61% disapproved of the job that his brother, President Bush, was doing, while only 37% approved. That's in Florida. Significantly worse than his fat-ass brother. The governor's made tax cutting a hallmark, but somewhat better in education. His number is not too great, and et cetera. And nobody cares about the fact that whether it's class size, the slots, any other elections we have, that the governor continues subverting the will of the electorate because he's got devious plans and a devious family, too, and a devious wife who smuggles crap in. Now, getting to the story that I had yesterday, and somebody, we appreciate the fact that you want to make sure all of you notice, and we want to thank Miguel. Now, let's see, you're not going to be there tomorrow. You're going to be there Friday?
I'll be here Friday.
Okay. But I think we all owe Miguel a vote of gratitude and thanks for getting me off these stories. Josh?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I don't want to keep reading all these damn bedtime stories, man.
Just to make your life easier.
Well, no, it's not just that. But, look, first of all, we're not going to save the world, number one. Secondly, listen to the people that call this show, okay? Now, do you think that those people give a crap about whether the world is going to continue spinning around? And look at all the people lined up for Xbox, okay? People are interested in crap. And if people want crap, just like that, what's his name, Kevin Trudeau. You know something? I just changed my mind about him. Kevin Trudeau, that phony with that book he sells on what doctors don't want you to know, and the FDA, that phony guy in the infomercials that's making billions of dollars off of gullible suckers. If he can make it, more power to him.
Did you buy one?
I did, yes.
Sucker.
No, I only bought it because I wanted to see a self-expose to see the kind of crap that was in there. It was that, it was compulsion buying. I was at the counter at Walgreens down there one day, several months ago, and there was the book was at the counter, no less.
You bought it for research purposes.
Yeah, that's right, just like Hustler Magazine. The New York Civil Liberties Union has filed a federal discrimination complaint against a Catholic school, charging that it unjustly fired an unmarried teacher for being pregnant. She was in a family way. She was with child. She had a bun in the oven. All these cute little sayings. I don't understand how religion that prides itself on forgiving and valuing life could terminate me because I'm pregnant and choosing to have this baby, Michelle McCusker said Monday at a news conference to announce the suit. The 26-year-old preschool teacher was fired last month from St. Rose of Lima in Queens, according to published reports. The Diocese of Brooklyn also was named an Equal Opportunity Employment Opportunity Commission complaint. This is a difficult situation for every person involved, but the school had no choice but to follow the principles contained in the teacher's personnel handbook, Diocese spokesman Frank DeRosa said in a news release. The handbook says that each teacher must convey the teachings of the Catholic faith by his or her words and actions. Lawyers at the NYCLU, which filed the suit on McCusker's behalf, argue that administrators enforce the policy in a way that disproportionately affects women. Not too many guys have to leave because they're pregnant. Although in the Catholic Church you can't be. They're trying. They're trying like nobody told them it doesn't work. The school used their pregnancy as a marker, attorney Cassandra Stubbs said. How do they determine if male employees engage in premarital sex? It's not the first time the NYCLU has argued such a case. In 2003, the unmarried director of an after-school program run by a Catholic charity in Buffalo was demoted when she became pregnant. The Equal Employment Commission found that the charity had violated federal anti-discrimination laws, the NYCLU said. The charity agreed to ban discrimination based on marital status or pregnancy. That's what all those Catholic priests are doing. They're trying to get pregnant after all, right? How can you overpopulate the world when the rest of the people aren't doing a fast enough job? Like Miguel, he's only got 2 kids so far. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Let's get with it.
I'm done.
Let's do like those ragheads, baby. Boy, they multiply like cockroaches. Is it incredible or what? I never realized that before. What is it supposed to be? There's like 1 billion Muslims in the world. If there's 1 billion right now, by the end of this year, there'll be like 10 billion.
This is Neil Rogers.
They are doing it.
560 QAM.
It's a terrorist warning. So as you drive on into work, be alert. The White House says we're all doomed now. Can't be sure where they might strike next. Yeah, we're nervous wrecks because of all of the stress. Rumsfeld says we better watch out. He used the word I fear. Nuclear. It's a terrorist warning. The government says be prepared. And I'm scared. They say not if, but when now. Non-specific threats are a joke. Yeah, I think they're a hoax. They could give me a stroke. I think that I just will ignore it, yeah, and live my life. Enjoy the ride, live my life. I can't abide. Terrorists make me sick.
I can't get over what that Huey said today. He's got a lot of noise to talk about me that way. I don't give a crap what that Perry has to say. If he wants to smoke pink cigars, then let him. Why, I'll have you know, I know what I'm talking about. Every morning at the condo, I take the elevator down, and on my way to the car, when I pull my folding basket out, I grab a free condo paper. The toys are back in town.
Boys are back in town.
The toys are back in town.
The toys are back in town.
I said the toys are back in town. Why, you little... I'm the god of all you sport old fools. I know everything that's going on in the news. Why, I even know all the new Mahjong rules. I'm hip to the jive, Daddy-O.
Too bad they're going down today. It's a better show when I take your place. I know I ain't no Ed Hoyley, but when they drop, my voice will change.
You little smoothie.
Bye, bye, bye.